Just a gorgeous night in the San Fernando Valley for El Camino Royals football tonight as they host the Taft Toreadors at Cleveland High School at Cleveland Stadium. Hello everybody, my name is Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. These are two teams that won a championship a year ago. The Royals won the Division II LA City section title, and the Toreadors, well, they won the D3 championship. So we have two teams that are used to winning big near the end of the season. We also have Paul Zabalik with us. He's used to winning big. And Paul, this is going to be an interesting game. I know you think this is the championship at Woodland Hills at stake.
It is. It is a territorial meeting between these two schools with great football tradition. Both wish to make a statement tonight, and you're going to see some explosive football from both sides.
It's interesting. At Taft, they have a young man who's 15 years of age who's already a living legend. Legend Wilson. He had 3 touchdowns last week in that heartbreaking loss here against Cleveland.
You're going to see some very explosive runs from him tonight. He's got some great talent, young man up and coming with a lot of years ahead of him on the football field.
On the other side, you know, El Camino's got a nice running back, a very talented sophomore, Dre Don Fowles. He too had 3 touchdowns in the victory against Chatsworth a week ago.
And I think you're going to see very explosive performances from him as well. Both can explode once they get in the open field. They have the ability to break big plays.
It figures to be a high-scoring football game. We shall see. El Camino is the favorite. It's the Royals and the Toreadors. We're set for the kickoff. That's next on LA36. Well, it's a big game in the West San Fernando Valley. El Camino Real still thinks they can win the league championship. To do that, they have to win tonight. They got a game at Birmingham next week, and then their final contest at Granada Hills. Got to take care of business tonight, Paul, against the Taft team that's explosive.
Well, again, they're going to have an ability to demonstrate some of that skill and talent that they've had on the bench. They've got a couple of injured players, but yet they're going to be able to show that they're here to play.
El Camino in their blue and white. It's the red and white of Taft's Toreadors. The Toreadors will receive the football first. Asa Johnson will tee it up and start this football game. El Camino dominated Taft a year ago, won handily. And again, they are the favorite in this one, but with both teams banged up, there are some question marks defensively on both sides.
Well, El Camino is going to be missing Jaden Williams and Darbeshian, 2 of the middle defensive linemen, and they will try to recover and replace those 2 tonight.
You want to kick it away from Daniel Ramirez. He's brought 3 kickoff returns back for touchdowns. In fact, he's brought 2 punts back for TDs. So he has 5 special team scores. Asa Johnson with that big leg. And it is returnable. Near sideline, this is an excellent return. And bringing it back is Lior Lesham. Now Lesham's another one of the players who's a veteran off their championship team from a year ago.
It's just like the ball hung up in the air and it didn't get the distance that Johnson wanted to get, and they were able to return it. They got good field position.
Well, they have 2 great kick returners. We mentioned Ramirez. There's the other one, Lesham. Caden Cowles they love. He's the leader of the defense. Amir Dutt caught the touchdown that helped them win the city championship a year ago. Conroy's the quarterback. Aubert will get a lot of snaps as the running back, alternating with Legend Wilson. Wilson running to his right is cut down.
Well, you saw the line pull and try to get outside, and El Camino read that play very, very well.
You know, we were here for this game a year ago. Taft got blown out, but on the JV side, we were able to watch number 15 perform, and he was running for touchdown after touchdown in the JV game a year ago.
Yeah, he's a player that can make things happen. He's explosive.
In fact, he had 9 touchdowns on junior varsity as a freshman a year ago. Handoff up the middle. Again, it's Wilson pounding for a few. Right into that front. And to make the tackle is Nekochia, one of the seniors on this ECR team. And we'll meet 18 seniors at halftime Head coach Jason Zabalik lined him up and interviewed all of his good buddies, his seniors.
You saw that the defensive front was able to collapse on the ball carrier, and that's what El Camino is going to have to do to replace Williams and Derbeshian.
Conroy's the quarterback. Devon Conroy was a receiver for this team a year ago. There's a pass incomplete. It's going to be 3 and out. Looking to hit Anthony Maloney and missed a good tight coverage from ECR.
You're also going to see ECR pressure Conroy because they're going to not give him any time to throw the ball. He has an arm and he's able to extend it, but if they put pressure on him, he might be able to throw some incompletions.
Excellent kicker for Taft, Sebastian Fuentes. He's also on the soccer team. He does the punting and the placement duties for the Toreadors. But El Camino got that early stop. It's a confidence builder. And Taft played on this field just last week. Fuentes gets a nice one out. El Camino with those gold helmets has Tovin return across the 30, and then he's hurled back. Sam Tovin's had a very productive year his senior season, a couple interceptions, and some very nice returns on punts.
You know, and Tovin has the explosiveness to get outside and be able to make the run. He's a very deceptive runner. You look at him and you think that he's not going to be able to make that run, but he'll burst it and he'll be able to explode.
Ball sitting at the 33-yard line. ECR's first possession. Javen Hall is the junior quarterback. Terrific wheels. And he's hit 59% of his passes. He has Shirley, Jake Shirley, the tight end, to the 49-yard line of Taft. Good for 18 yards.
Jake Shirley has been open in almost every game they've played this year, and it's that short seam, that quick hitch by the tight end, and he's just right over the linebackers, and he's wide open.
It's a good sign to see Hall get it out that quickly and on time, on target.
And Shirley is that weapon that you think that nothing's going to happen, then all of a sudden he breaks free.
Shirley's a junior, two-way player, just loves the game. Has excellent hands. First 2 minutes of action. Hall again to the air. 14 yards and a first down. Another accurate ball. This one thrown to Zane.
And it was the same pattern that Shirley ran, but it was from the outside receiver this time. Again, the short hitch in the seam, and he's wide open.
Jacob Zane, defensive back, 2 interceptions, and you can see he also plays wide receiver, and he made the grab, number 10. He's in the slot, as you can see. Again, Hall's very accurate, and right around 60% all year. Royals mounting a drive in this first quarter. Hall picked off. He wanted Ermita. It's going back the other way. Maloney with the pick. Anthony Maloney.
Hall was pressed and just couldn't get outside enough, and he had to make a decision whether to keep it and run or just toss it. And Ermita was open for a minute, but it closed on him very quickly.
So we come out in our pregame and we say fireworks. Could be a high-scoring game, and at least on the first series for each of the defenses, they do a nice job.
Well, we talked about them making it happen, and it's going to be a battle between these two programs. And again, you see Hall trying to get outside and Ermita open, but the pass was just not on target.
Incomplete as Conroy was retreating. Pressure on the Taft quarterback. He was looking for Amir Dutt. And Dutt's a quality player, number 5 in the red and white. all-city cornerback, just a lockdown guy on defense. Didn't play a week ago. He got sick. He had the flu and missed the game here at Cleveland.
Well, Conroy was pressured on that play, and they're going to try to do that to him all night long. And if he gets harried, he'll throw incompletions.
Again, this is a quarterback that's transitioned to the position. He was a defensive back and wide receiver, a starter a year ago. Lesham on the reverse. That's well played. That did not fool El Camino Real. Aiden Mefford held his ground, the linebacker for ECR.
You're going to see this Taft offense is very traditional and very straightforward. They don't try to dazzle you. They just come at you, and it's just power football for them.
Yeah, Jeff Kieran's a veteran coach, coached at Cal State Northridge when they had a football program, coached at Loyola High School in Los Angeles. First year last year, he won a city title. That's not too bad. Stoppage of play. Our leader referee is Joe Aranda.
Number 7 lined up in the neutral zone.
There's Joe.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, third down.
Umpires Oscar Cabrera, the head linesman's Anthony Corona, and the line judge is Enrique Velarde. It's the crew working this football game. Again, El Camino had a lot of penalties a week ago in the win at Chatsworth. I know that's an area that they wanted to clean up.
That's what the discipline is all about when you're working as a team.
3rd and 5 for Taft. Conroy to the air. Lesham. Boy, he's a nice inside receiver. Brought down by the secondary of this El Camino team. But that's enough yardage. He needed 5. He got 6.
And he caught that ball in traffic. He was surrounded by El Camino defenders, and he was still able to make the catch and get the first down.
Salahuddin on the coverage there. Knocked him down, but just a little bit too late. First down for the Toreadors, and they're driving. Another play that's blown dead. Again, it's ECR that's offside.
Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
These again will sustain drives that should have been stopped, and the penalties will kill every drive for the defense, and they will just need to watch the ball and not jump off sides.
It will give Taft the luxury of a 1st and 5, and that makes your play calling a lot easier. Gut wide to the left. Number 5 is terrific. Auburn. Elijah Auburn. Again, he's the power back. Wilson's the speed guy. But 43 is a talented performer. Plays nose tackle on defense.
Yeah, if you watch Elijah on film, you'll see that he's just a tough, hard-nosed football player, and he'll put his head down and just bowl forward.
Nearly 5 minutes into this one, no scoring yet. Taft got the big interception from Anthony Maloney to stall El Camino Real's drive. Taft is 3-4 overall this year, 0-2 in the West Valley League. Elko 4-3, 2-0 in the league. That one was nearly intercepted by Zane. Lesham was the target, but you could see that Zane was that close to his 3rd pick of the season.
He was already on the way down the field before he even caught the ball. He saw it, and it just made the break. And he was running down the field to make the touchdown.
That was an overthrow. I really like this Lesham as an inside target. He's very good over the middle. 3rd down. Still about 7.
Taft has been traditional, and they'll look at 3rd down plays as mostly pass play types, and it's just typical of that kind of offensive set.
Deep out, incomplete. Dutt was the target, couldn't hold on to it.
And he's got the height and the speed and the jumping ability to make that play.
It's fourth down. Well, you're in that area of the field where you might contemplate going for it here.
If you don't have the kicker, if you don't have the special teams play, it's just as good as a punt, just doing what you can to make the first down.
Well, there's no kicker out there. Fourth down in between 7 and 8 yards, and they're going to go for it.
They're going after him.
Blitz is on, passes away. He had to hurry it, and because of it, it's incomplete. And El Camino Real takes over on downs, and the defense does a nice job after the turnover of stopping Taft.
Well, you saw seven people on the line of scrimmage, and they were going after Conway. They weren't going to let him throw the ball. They weren't going to give him time to set up.
So it's El Camino Real's second possession. Now, Devin Howard hurt his right foot. At first, they didn't think he'd play tonight, but number one could get in the action. Game breaker for El Camino Real. Great protection for Hall, and he can run right up the gut. Running laterally. Well, he's dropped down by Jacob Peary, the defensive back. Peary came up and got him, or that would have been even a greater game.
We've talked about his ability to run, and you know, Hall is that kind of a quarterback. If he doesn't see it open, he's going to take off, and he had open field ahead of him, but this one person kind of disrupted that play.
Got a nice chunk on first down. Second and short for Elko. No score. Approaching 6 minutes left, opening quarter. Hall looking to throw. Will run. He'll make you miss. First down yardage and a lot more. Gorgeous effort from Javen Hall.
The 12th man with his feet. He makes plays that others will not be able to make. He's explosive. Again, you'll see him look and then all of a sudden make the break, and there's no one in the flat. He's able to shake one tackler, and he's off.
Ball sitting at the 47-yard line of the Toreadors. Haven't featured fouls yet, number 13. Until now. That quick pitch. Fouls turning the corner. First down yardage and a lot more.
That's part of that explosiveness we talked about with fouls. He's able to get outside, turn the corner, and just make the break. And that's the first run play from scrimmage. Everything else has been a pass for Coach Hayashida, the offensive coordinator.
Great on fouls. Picks up 12 on his first tote of the game. They're the key guys. We already saw Shirley make a big catch over the middle. You saw fouls on that last one. Edwards leads the team defensively in tackles. He's been all over the field this year.
And Taft has been vulnerable on the ends, on the outside.
Up the middle. Fouls. There he goes. Dre Don fouls. What a run by Fowles. Terry brought him down.
And you saw him get the ball inside, and he broke out immediately once he got to the line of scrimmage. You'll notice it here. He sees the opening, and he cuts outside, and he's gone. Again, Taft has been vulnerable on the outside off tackles.
Royals into the red zone. Third straight carry for Fowles is another good one. Trying to break it for a touchdown. He's down to the 5.
He's got great vision. He's able to see from side to side, and he saw the opening as he broke through the line of scrimmage, and again, cut it outside. It's wide open once he's past the line of scrimmage.
5 minutes left, opening quarter. El Camino Real on the doorstep.
I think you're going to see pitch power here, Randy, if I guess right.
Well, Fowles has carried it the last 3 times. You're thinking 4 in a row?
I would imagine.
And for Taft, again, they have some players missing tonight out of that defensive front, so they're a little bit handicapped as well.
There you go. You got Hall under center. This is pitch power formation.
Pitch to Fowles, breaks 1 tackle. He's dancing, trying to get loose. That's well done defensively. Beautiful job by the Toreadors.
Just took a little too long to develop. It was open outside, and there were 2 blocks that were missed between the guards.
Third down and 3. They can get a first down. So what goal to go? Get a first down without getting the touchdown. Fouls again, you think?
I would imagine that's the bet.
4 times in a row he's carried it. It's 5 in a row for Fouls. Pounding away. Well, you have to be in pretty good shape to carry it that many times in a row. Got the first down. First and goal.
I would imagine you'll see him again, but he'll cut it outside is what I'm guessing.
Devin Howard has checked in for the first time, number 1 in blue.
The old Damon Runyon, that's the way to bet.
Well, now it looks like it'll be Howard that'll be in that position, trying to finish off the drive and get El Camino on the board first. There it is, Howard powering away to the goal line. No signal, didn't quite get in apparently. Second and less than a yard for the touchdown.
Just pound it in.
Howard again. He's in. Touchdown, El Camino Real. Devin Howard.
Again, he wasn't to be denied. He was going to make that touchdown no matter what. And you saw again pitch power. They were just going to keep running it on the goal line.
You know, we saw El Camino come out and throw the ball, but the last 7 snaps were all runs.
We had talked about that prior to the game with the coaches and what we saw on the film, and Coach Hayashida certainly wanted to run the ball. But
Asa Johnson, 16 of 19 in point afters. It was partially blocked and no good. So it remains 6-0.
we talked about the vulnerability of special teams and how important that 1 point is. And you see Howard making the score, and he just almost could have walked in.
El Camino Real strikes first. The short run from Devin Howard, the senior, one of 18 on the club, and you'll meet him. He'll be the first guy we meet because we lined him up in numerical order. So you'll meet Devin first, and then all 18 at intermission. Coach Jason Zabalik paying tribute to his seniors. There's a team at Taft that really come on. They looked really bad early last year. People were writing them off. Then suddenly they woke up, won some games, got in the Division III tournament and won it all. They had a dramatic win over Panorama to win the title, 21-20. Wellington Bristow, their quarterback, had a 2-point conversion to win the game. He's now the quarterback's coach for Taft. But he was the main guy helping to win the title a year ago. Again, another fine return. Lesham. Smartly, though, El Camino Real is kicking away from DR Daniel Ramirez.
And it's obviously a programmed play, and they're not going to let him get a handle on it. And if Johnson just puts the toe to it, it will go. It'll go the distance.
See what Conroy can do on this series of downs. You like his arm strength, don't you?
I do. He can throw it. He can heave the ball. It's just a question of getting the receivers in the right place to catch it.
And he's still learning the position. This will be a penalty, a false start on Taft.
Right under the snap. False start, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Now this is what you don't want if you're Taft. You don't want to be behind the chains.
And again, that's the whole problem with penalties. They kill drives. They get you into the hole, and it's hard to dig out of it once you've got penalties that push you back behind the line of scrimmage.
But it has been a fairly clean game. El Camino has a couple infractions. That's the first one on the Toreadors. 1st and 15. Hand off. Not a whole lot of room yet. It was Aubert, the power back, trying to make something happen. And he'll again carry about 40% of the time. One of the issues with Legend Wilson, the Legend is playing both sides of the ball, so they try to rest him on offense, and they get Aubert in there.
Well, he's a threat no matter where he is on that field. And again, you're seeing Coach Caron's traditional offense.
See if they can get the ball to 11 Ramirez or 1 Cowles. They're both very good on the perimeter. They're going to run it. And again, that's the power back, Aubert.
Yep. He's the gentleman that just puts his head down and just bulls forward, and he holds on to the ball with both hands. You can see that he's protecting it, and he'll get the yardage. He's a very, very rough, tough runner.
Final minute 15 of the opening quarter, 6-0 El Camino Real.
Here you'll see him just get the ball, and he's protecting it with both arms, and he's able to go down and still get yardage.
3rd and long for the Toreadors. Again, the strength of their football team is their running backs and their receivers. Talented skill position players. Pressure, and down goes Conroy. Did not have a chance. Nekachia blitzing got him.
Well, we talked about the offensive system, and you're going to run, and then 3rd down you're going to pass, and that pretty much keys the defensive front to come at you. And they're not going to give Conroy time to set up and throw.
Donovan is fired up. He's been in and around the football on almost every play.
He's getting that start up front and making the good of it.
Down to the final seconds of the quarter. That's the end of the opening quarter. It's 6-0 for the Royals. There again are the officials, and we identified them a little bit earlier. This is a good crew.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll stay that way.
Well, they let them play football.
It's a good thing.
So it's going to be a situation where Taft is way behind the sticks.
Holding. Defense. 10-yard penalty. We're going to replay 3rd down.
All right, so there was a flag thrown.
It's a 1st down.
It is a 1st down. But right now they're showing that the clock expired in the 1st quarter. So it should be, yes it is. Now they're going to take them off the field for 2nd down. But a holding foul costs ECR. So the Taft drive will continue.
Again, a penalty killer is what happens. Momentum changes and shifts.
Some highlights from the opening quarter. Good throw to Shirley over the middle.
Shirley's going to be open all night long if they want to continue to throw that quick seam route. He's been open all season in my view, and he's a talented kid who can run the ball when he catches it.
A nice job of bottling up Legend Wilson in the opening quarter. This is when Hall tried to roll out and got picked off. A beautiful play by Anthony Maloney.
And that's unusual for Hall to throw that kind of a ball. He most likely would have thrown it out of bounds. For some reason, he just pushed it into the defender's hands. And there is his feet. Again, he can break it. And he's got that dimension.
First down, Taft High School. They're trying to fix the clock. It shows 13 minutes. They only play 12-minute quarters in high school football. Yeah, the clock is not operating right now.
Switch on the corner.
They're still working on the clock, as you can see.
That was a costly penalty for El Camino.
I'm just wondering if the end of the quarter occurred. That might be some of the confusion. Right now the clock says 13 minutes, so we'll see. Still the first quarter, I believe. Pass over the middle is incomplete. Pressure on Conroy. There's a first down play. So with the clock not working, there's just a few seconds left, I would imagine, in the opening quarter. A little confusing at the end there because the clock went down to 3 zeros.
It looked
then
like
there
it
was a
wound
penalty.
down.
Yeah, but there was a penalty that nobody saw.
Yeah.
So that's why they stopped the clock, and we don't know how much time's left because now it's running with 9:45 left. So that can't be right. I think Joe's a little frustrated, ready to blow that whistle.
Well, somebody's keeping the clock down on the field.
Handoff, running room, and a hard run. That's what the Toreador running backs will do, and that's legend Wilson.
And again, you saw the explosiveness. Once he got past the line of scrimmage, there was just no middle linebacker in there. They're trying to play for pass.
We're told there's a minute and a half left in the opening quarter. I just asked. Okay. Seems like a long quarter to me, but that's okay. Guys like to play anyway. They're out here to have fun. 3rd and short. Another good run. That should be good enough for the first down. Not a whole lot there, but legend Wilson just running straight line, got the yardage.
It's just a traditional eye tailback look and just a fullback lead and taking it right into the middle of the defensive line.
They're ending the quarter right here. And they're also going to say it's not a first down. I thought he got the yardage, but Sticks is showing 4th down. That was just a very confusing end of the first quarter. And I don't believe it was a 12-minute quarter. I think it was longer than that.
That's sometimes just the way the game's played.
Well, it's a little bit different. But hey, like I said, these guys want to play for as long as they can. They're just enjoying it out there. So they'll go a little bit longer. Here's some scores that are coming in. Bellflower with an early lead. They have a good football team. No surprise that Norco's winning. They scored 77 points a week ago, and they're on our SoCal Prep Report show. Their wide receiver Grant Gray is a great one on his way to UCLA. Chaminade over at Mott by big score. Now Chaminade's undefeated, but that's kind of surprising they're up that big.
Yep.
Del Mar's solid. Roosevelt tied with Bell early. Roosevelt a heavy favorite in the city over Bell. In fact, Roosevelt's undefeated. Bell's had a very tough year.
Yeah, so they finally switched sides, so now we know the quarter ended.
Well, I told you that. It was a very long quarter. 4th down and 1. Now they're going to get it, I would believe. That was a nice surge up front for Taft. should be the necessary yardage and is. Good block up front from Juan Lopez, the center, number 71.
You're just seeing just smash mouth football by Taft High School. They're just coming right at you with that I formation, tailback, fullback lead offense.
Well, El Camino's up 6-0, but here's an opportunity for Taft. They can take it in and get the extra point to get the lead.
And again, they're missing Darbeshian and Williams in the middle as the defensive tackles.
Jason Zabal's taking a timeout. There he is. Jason knows that his team is ranked. Right now they're a D1 team. He knows if they can win their final 3 games, and they're long shots to do that against Birmingham and Granada Hills the next 2 weeks. He could theoretically get into the Open division, but right now he's a Division I team. The top 8 teams go to the Open, and he's got his team ranked. In the city section, they're number 12.
Birmingham has been traditionally the dominant team in the West Valley for the last 20 years, dozen to 20 years, and Granada Hills is starting to come on right now. They've got a very powerful running attack.
Coach Kieran in that white cap on the sideline. See what Taft does here. That's Cal's number 1, the motion man, and he's very good. Play fake. Conroy running. Good move. Beautiful job by the Toreador quarterback. He's a capable runner.
He was able to get outside. Again, he they didn't put enough pressure on him, so he was able to turn the corner.
Tall blonde there talking to him. That's Wellington Bristow, who was the hero a year ago, the quarterback's coach.
You spoke highly of him last year.
Yeah, very good quarterback. We saw him. He played well against El Camino Real. That's some run by Devon Conroy. He's 6'2", 170-pound junior signal caller.
Converted wide receiver.
He's running it to the near side. And he paid the price. He was hit, and he was hit hard by Julian Paqueta. Watch Paqueta come up and really get a nice shoulder into him.
Conway doesn't have the breakaway speed of a Jaden Hall, but he's able to get outside. He'll take a hit.
He did pick up the first down. So a couple designed run plays for the quarterback of Taft. There he is. We know he's an athlete because he was a two-way starter on the team a year ago, but he's learning the quarterback position, and he's learning it. He's doing a very nice job. They have 3 wins this year.
You get an athlete, and athletes can play just about any position. They just learn it, and they convert to it.
Right into the middle of the line, and it closed in a hurry. No running room at all. Legend Wilson tried the right side, and he was blasted again by Necochea, who's been as good as anybody on the football field so far.
And Ron Jabari was in it too. He ran right into 51.
Second down and 10. Clock is showing 8:50 left in the half, if we can trust it. That was odd at the end of the first quarter, wasn't it?
There was an extra couple of minutes, you think?
Yeah, I think we played a 14-minute quarter. Maybe even 15 minutes. Maybe they thought they were in college or the NFL.
There you go.
But we loved it. Second down and long. They pitch it back to Wilson, who's giving ground. He can't get outside. A terrific defensive play by Sultan. Justin Sultan.
Yeah, he extended that play. He got outside and was able to cut off that pitch, and there was nowhere to go.
The Sultan of SWAT was Babe Ruth.
He had, I've heard that.
Well, this Sultan's pretty good. This is a terrific play.
Just came up and was able to meet the runner. They've been able to contain Wilson so far.
Look into that huddle of Taft High School. Pressure again on the quarterback, so he's forced to run. Flag is out behind the play, a probable hold. Tobin came up to great Conroy. Oren Zonenstein, the middle linebacker, the junior for El Camino, has been in on a few tackles as well.
They're just giving him too much time to get out of that pocket. They've got to contain him inside when they put pressure on him.
Holding. Taft, 10-yard penalty. Replay 3rd down.
We talk about it over and over. Those are just drive killers.
Yes, they are. Now you can expect that Coach Kieran's going to put the ball up here, 3rd down and long.
Blitz, your ECR, you come after him.
You know, that's what they've been doing, and they're not going to give him a lot of time unless you throw a screen or just a a quick fade here.
Paul, where's our shootout? So far, it's been a defensive battle.
Yeah, we've been wrong several times, Randy. We thought we predicted it, but it didn't turn out that way.
No, it's still early. Long way to go. Still 7 minutes to play in the half. 3rd and a whole bunch. Ramirez was targeted. Terrific coverage by Howard, Donovan Howard.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier. Conroy can put it up. He's got the arm for the distance, but the accuracy is something that they've got to be able to work on. And you saw that they put pressure on him again.
There's Ramirez again. He's a guy that has 3 kickoff returns for touchdowns, 2 punt returns for TDs, and he's caught 4 touchdown passes.
An athlete will do that.
Sebastian Fuentes to punt. High snap. Good job by Fuentes to get it away under duress. Short kick because of that high snap.
That's an important play in football. The long snapper is essential on a punt. Nothing happens unless the ball gets to the punter.
When do you expect El Camino Real to try to stretch the field and try to hit number 11, Jalen Sanders?
Well, they've been very methodical. Coach Hayashida has got his play sheet, and he's working through it. He started throwing the ball, and they had 7 plays without a run, and then they started running the ball, and that's where they scored the touchdown. Taft's been vulnerable against the run.
And we saw that on the touchdown drive when they ran it 7 straight times and finally scored on the 1-yard run from Howard, Devin Howard. Here's a pass for Diaz, incomplete.
Again, you saw Diaz wide open. They didn't collapse on him at all. The ball just didn't get to him when he was open. I mean, he was wide open. That short hitch underneath has been open for El Camino all season long.
2nd down and 10. Antonio Diaz is senior. Number 4, you'll meet him. And again, we'll meet all 18 seniors at intermission. Really a great opportunity for these young guys to say hello to you at home. One of the great things about El Camino football, the seniors get to chat at halftime. Paul is a junior, and he's looking to throw, but he's forced to step up in the pocket and run, and he can do that well, and he has the 1st down. That's a nice job by Javen Hall.
Yep, he didn't see any receivers open, and he just takes off. And he's got the speed and the quickness. One of the quicker quarterbacks in the West Valley.
That's a backbreaker for a defense. You do a nice job, and then the quarterback beats you down the field.
He's the 12th man. That's what we talked about.
He's got those strides, too. He really moves. Doesn't look fast, but he covers a lot of ground. He is fast.
Talented young man.
Yeah, he's deceptive when he runs.
A junior.
6:30 to play in the half. El Camino Real by 6-0. A touchdown from Howard. The PAT was blocked. Well, the Royals on the sideline helping out with the cheers. Let's go offense. They fake to Zane and hand it off and go right up the middle. Just a little motion trying to deceive Taft. And fouls with a short gain.
He's frustrated because he saw the opening and he wasn't able to make the break. He's going to say, give it to me again. I got it. Give it to me again.
Perry, 17, one of the leaders of the Taft defense. Caden Cowles is the real leader of the defense and really is a coach on the field, number one. He's a guy that averaged over 9 tackles a game last year. Coming around is Tovin. He cuts it upfield. That's just a great cut by Tovin for the first down. Just a tremendous move by Tovin.
That was 90 degrees. He just stopped and turned it up.
Enzo Genovese finally tackled him, but that was a spectacular move by Sam.
It was. I mean, again, it just went 90 degrees. He stopped and just turned it up. Right there. Boom. He made something out of nothing.
El Camino is making something on this drive. They're making it happen. The 42.5-yard line of the Toreador. Throw to the far side. There's Sanders with a flag down. This is a negative play. That's that all-city cornerback, Amir, doing his thing. Amir Dutt, he's a sensational two-way player.
Yeah, but he was called on something here, I believe.
Sideline warning on Taft. It's the first warning. Second down.
Dutt came up, made a great play. Open field.
And guys want to get a little peek at the football game, so they edge a little bit closer, so they're warned on the sideline. Was it in 5 minutes to play in the half? Don't have to take a timeout here. In fact, there is an official's timeout, I would imagine. The scoreboard again, that clock is running. And they're going to have to go back and take a look at what's going on with the clock. We've had a couple issues here with this tonight. They obviously weren't playing and the clock was moving forward.
Well, it stops on a penalty.
So there was a timeout. We'll see what they do with the clock. Well, El Camino's a spot here. They're playing a dangerous opponent. Taft's got confidence.
Every game is a challenge. There is no gimme in this West Valley League.
Yeah, it's a very good league. You know, Birmingham is obviously the dominant team. They've won the last 2 Open championships in the LA City section, which is the highest division. And you look at it, Birmingham won a city title, Taft won a city title, El Camino won a city title. So the West Valley League, 3 champions a year ago. Look at this. That's a great crowd for Taft. But again, it is, oddly enough, their homecoming because they're getting a new field at Taft. So they don't have any home games per se. So the fans here in mass. Speaking of en masse, Fowles is off and running. What a run by Fowles. That's just a quick hitter that broke.
But you saw his speed on the outside. He was able to break it. He saw the opening and he just took it.
Well, El Camino's got something going here. They're cooking. 4.5 minutes to go in the half, leading 6-0, trying to knock in another one.
Coach Hayashida has designed a very good game plan against Taft.
Missed handoff and Hall goes down. Taylor got in. Darius Taylor, who's back, he was injured. They finally get him back tonight, the sophomore. Number 24 in the red and white, had a knee injury. Darius, in his first series of the year against Grant High School, hurt his knee, and he's back tonight. How tough is that to get hurt on the first series of downs against Grant in your opener?
And you've got the determination to come back, and here he is tonight.
Well, knee's a tricky thing, but he's able to come back and finish up this sophomore season and try to help Taft down the stretch. Under 3.5 minutes left. See what they dial up here. Hall again being pursued. And he'll run down that sideline. It's a good job again. Well, he's doing a nice job. His offensive line, even when they get beat, he's able to get outside of containment.
Yes, and you're, again, missing Darbeshian and Williams, who play both ways. They are also a very strong offensive line with those two in play. Without them, you can see that the line is a little porous tonight.
Well, they're both out with concussion protocol, and they both believe will be back next week when they play at Birmingham, and really they're going to need them against that Birmingham football team, the Patriots. Third down. They need 6 yards.
Even though it's not the red zone, they're going to use both downs to try to make the yardage.
They have not targeted Vincent Serrano, number 16, so far. They will run the football, and Fowles not going to get to the first down sticks. Did pick up a couple. There's Cowles, that brilliant defensive player, number 1. He averages 9 tackles a game.
And Cowell was unblocked. When you're unblocked, you've got to be able to make that kind of a play. And he's able to get a one-on-one against Fowles. And you'll see it here.
It's interesting. Cowles against Fowles. Cowles got him that time. Fourth down. It's not an easy situation. They need close to 4 yards. I'm thinking you go up top. You think they're going to run the ball?
I'll tell you, I think that they're going to go to Shirley in that seam again, that little underneath hitch play to the tight end. That's wide open, and I mean, again, I don't know what Coach Hayashida is going to call up here, but that would be my play.
Got a timeout on the field. El Camino's going to come over and dial up what they think is going to be a successful play. This is huge for Taft. If Taft can make the stop here, they're in a position, they still have over 2 minutes to play. They could theoretically come back down the field and take the lead. This is a real momentum swing play coming up.
I don't see Shirley in the lineup here, which surprises me.
Well, Taft is battled. They don't have a whole bunch of players, but the guys that are out there are really giving a first-class effort on their homecoming against an El Camino Real team that's looking for its 5th straight victory, which is sensational when you think about the fact that they, too, like Taft, have not had a home game. How often do you see two teams that have been displaced play against each other in the same game? El Camino's field has just not been able to make it through this year. It's just the environment has beat up their field and it's unplayable, and Taft is having a new field put in.
Both in Woodland Hills, by the way.
It must be the sun that gets into the Woodland Hills there. The sun and the wind.
Yeah.
The sun and the wind.
I think it's just bad luck.
trying to create a story.
There you go. You're good at that.
We're trying. There we go. 4th down play.
Okay, is Shirley in there? I don't see him. Yes, I see him now. Okay, good.
Yeah, he's in the slot on
He's
the
in
far
the slot.
side.
Yeah, so I mean that's where I would go.
Big play in this first half. Fouls, carries it, and he stormed under. That did not fool anybody. And there's that man again, Darius Taylor, 24, who's back, and he's made his presence felt.
Again, the offensive line didn't block anybody. It's when you see that kind of penetration and fouls can't even get started, they're not making their blocks, and they've got to just rethink that scheme and rework that, especially with 4 yards to make.
Well, this offensive battle that we thought we were going to have has turned into a defensive slugfest. And Taft with an opportunity to grab the lead if they can put a drive together.
We've been wrong before.
Conroy waggling to his right. Incomplete to the first one, but it deflected to the second receiver. And it's caught by Lesham.
That was just a real lucky play. He was at the same place. Ordinarily, you wouldn't see 2 receivers in the same zone.
Yeah, Perry was the intended receiver, glanced off of him. You know, we've had some odd games this year, haven't we?
Yes. Nothing that matched last year's, though, where you had 2 kickoff returns by the same player.
Yeah, that was on. He returned a couple of them for Chatsworth last year. Back-to-back kicks he brought back for touchdowns.
I mean, what are the odds on that one?
Well, that deflection got Taft a first down. Trying to take the lead before the break. Conroy falling down, throws it up for grabs, and that one very easily could have been intercepted.
You see the pressure on Conroy, and he'll hurry the throw, and that's one thing that you can't do. You got to set up as the quarterback.
Yeah, Sultan really had a great opportunity to pick this.
You see Shirley coming in from the outside and just rattled Conroy a little bit.
Yeah, Conroy, when he dropped back, stumbled. He was never in rhythm throwing the football on that occasion. Lucky to get away with it. 2nd down and 10. Just above 2 minutes to play in the half. Pressure again. Conroy throws it away. Necochea has been all over the football field, number 7 for El Camino, and he forced the hand of Conroy.
And I was surprised to see Conroy under center. That was an unusual set for Taft. He goes right under the center, and he's not able to get outside.
Donovan Necochea, 5'11", 195-pound senior, play on the outside or play in the middle as a linebacker, has been terrific for ECR.
Yep, he's got to make that contain, and he's got to be able to turn the quarterback in.
Edwards, 34, is the main guy who can get to quarterbacks. 12 tackles for loss this year and a couple sacks for 34 in blue. 3rd and long. Conroy being pressed to throw. The ball got it away. Lesham has it for the first down.
And Lesham was wide open.
Lior is a good receiver. Again, they have quality wideouts.
And again, you see that athletic ability of Lesham to catch the ball.
Into El Camino territory. Ball resting at the 48 of the Royals.
Just again wide open, and the ball was going right on target, and that's what Conroy has to do. Just give him enough time to see the receiver, and he could put it on there.
Conroy again, nice pocket this time, but he threw it too high, looking for Anthony Maloney. Maloney's the guy that on defense had that interception of Hall earlier this game to stall an Elko drive.
And you see Conroy under center again, the old pro set, which again is surprising, but with Coach Karen, you know, the legacy coach that he is.
Well, the wing T's coming back a lot in high school football. Very deceptive offense. Roosevelt runs it.
Granada Hills runs it.
Yep. Well, they have those two great running backs, the Stanleys. But Roosevelt's having a wonderful year. They're undefeated. Pressure. There's Edwards. We just talked about him. An unbelievable rusher, Joseph Edwards.
Yeah, he just hit the gap, and there was no way to block him, and he was on Conroy before he could even set up, which is unusual. Why he's in the T formation. And look at, he just hits the gap, and he's through, and there's just nobody blocking him. He's untouched.
Timeout taken. Minute 32 remaining. Well, Camino could still get the football back here.
Coach Noe Duran talking to his defensive coordinator, making sure that they make this play. This is, we don't like to say big play, but it is for the Elko defense right now.
Yeah, the D coordinators are having good nights. Thomas Randolph on the other side has done a nice job with his defensive unit. So the defenses have stood tall.
Yeah, they're going to have to bear down here and just keep the receivers underneath and keep them in front of the defenders and don't let them make the big play.
Third down and very long. So in a situation like this, you got a quarterback who's young, still learning the position, and Devon Conroy, you just want to protect the football. You don't want to do anything to turn it over on third and long.
Well, the defensive coordinator, Coach Noe Duran, you know he's going to come after him right now. It's third and long. Coach Karen is usually setting pass on third down, so I got to believe Elko's coming after him.
Yeah,
they're going to bring 7.
At halftime, we'll have that interview.
And they did.
With all the seniors. No good. They can't find Ramirez. They wanted number 11. Again, he's their home run threat. And so far, he hasn't touched the football.
Well, again, they're putting pressure on Conroy, and when you know it's third and long, and traditionally you're throwing on third down, they're going to come after you, and they're going to make the quarterback rush the pass.
Punting unit is on for Taft. See if we can get a return here from Tovin. See what El Camino can do on the specialty unit.
Taft has been vulnerable on the snap and a long snap as well.
Yeah, these snaps are high, but Fuentes gets it away. Get a short kick. It'll take a very favorable roll. And this one works well for the Toreadors. It'll be a very long field for Elko. Minute 15 left in the first half. With Paul Zabalik, I'm Randy Rosenblum. Thrilled you're with us for El Camino Real football. This is our 4th telecast and probably our last. There could be a playoff game that could happen. Got to see where they land in the tournament. But it's been a pleasure, Paul, working with you all season long.
Well, I'll tell you, Randy, you are certainly the legend that I've always known.
No, legend plays for Taft, Legend Wilson.
Well, I got to believe El Camino is going to keep it on the ground here and just take it into the halftime and talk about how to get more points on the scoreboard. I wouldn't think they'd want to put it up here and risk another interception.
Well, Hall's been picked off 5 times this year, the 5th coming early in this half. And he is going to throw if he can. But again, he's got that dimension where he can run it. Going a little too high. Had Zane available, that would have been a nice pickup, but he just overshot him.
And I'm just curious as to what Coach Hayashida's thinking here.
Well, he's thinking he can get open receivers, and he had one. If they execute the play, it's a positive game.
And that's always the rub, as they would say in Shakespeare. It's execution.
What John McKay say? Execution. I'm all for it. When his team didn't perform,
Yeah.
he wanted to execute his players.
Yeah, but he also said 3 things can happen when you throw the ball. 2 are bad.
Yep. Of course, the former legendary coach. When we talk of legends, John McKay was one of the greats for USC. Led him to national championships. But you gotta like that call in many respects because it was available. 2nd down and 10. Are you married to the pass, or maybe you try to cross them up with the run here?
I just think you keep it on the ground, run the clock out, be effective.
Well, you're a conservative guy. They want to go for it. Fouls on a screen. In space, he can turn it on. And he gets out of bounds, took a big hit, but it stops the clock. That's a nice play by Fouls. Dre Don Fouls.
That's why Coach Hayashida's on the field and I'm not.
You're too conservative.
Yes, I am. I'm a lot like Coach Karen.
Yeah, I was going to say, you might get a job as an assistant for Taft. Look at these moves and the speed of Fouls.
You know, you turn him loose and it's just, oh, that could only have been a late hit.
Yeah, that was Ramirez. Frustration taken out because he's not seeing the football on offense, but Daniel can really hit you on defense. That's a 1st down. Still a minute to play here. You got a good kicker in Asa Johnson. You still need some yards, of course, but it's doable. All again looking for Fouls, nearly picked off.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. You got it. You're going to run risky plays, and they're broken plays, and they're going to end up causing some issues.
There was a flag, a penalty on El Camino, so wouldn't have mattered had they completed it. But Cowles nearly had the interception.
Yeah, that's again. You put it up when you're pressured, and bad things happen.
It's our Fouls versus Cowles matchup again.
Penalty will be against the Royals.
Back the Royals up.
I would think Coach Hayashida may want to keep it on the ground now. But he's not taking my calls, so I can't give him any kind of input.
He's not listening to you at all.
No, and I can understand why.
53 seconds remain before intermission. There's that pitch to Fouls. That's good defense. They just didn't want to give up the perimeter. And it's Cowles that came up again. Number 1's all over the football field for Taft.
Yeah, well, he's a sideline-to-sideline player. When you get the speed of Fouls, and if he can turn the corner, there's only 1 or 2 players that could actually catch him and make it happen, and he's one of them.
Well, they're not in any hurry now. See the clock winding down.
They're going to just take it in.
Sure. Okay. Don't want to risk a turnover or anything crazy. Take the 6-0 lead into the locker room. Watch him go up top, right?
Yeah, watch.
They just go try to let Fouls do something. Punch him out of bounds. Pretty good hit there. Yeah, it was Ramirez.
Again, Ramirez is going sideline to sideline as well.
It's been a great defensive first half for Taft. Remember, Taft allowed 40 points last week to Cleveland. You know,
and Cleveland couldn't score 40 against El Camino. It's just unbelievable. It's just unpredictable.
Well, every week it's different. You know, so you know
that's why you play the game.
Well, every time you play a new opponent, things change. Doesn't matter if you can't. That's why I've never was a believer in comparing scores. It doesn't. You know, each week is its own season.
Exactly.
Final seconds, and again, we'll have the seniors at halftime talking to Jason Zabalik. That's the end of the half. 6-0 ECR leading. That was Armita's first carry of the night. And you'll meet him shortly because we're going to talk to the seniors. I think you're going to enjoy this. At the break, El Camino Real 6, Taft nothing on LA36
enjoy the halftime show with Jason Zabalik and 18 seniors.
Good evening and welcome to Cleveland High School. My name is Jason Sabalik, back with you once again. I get the pleasure of speaking with our seniors this season, and what a fun season that we've had. I get first and foremost, number one, Devin Howard. Talk to us for a second about what your plan has been throughout the 4 years and how it's been to finish your senior year as an El Camino Real, first Conquistador and now Royal.
I came to this program trying to be the best I can be, trying to get the team at the best they can be, and then I just continue to grow and put me in the best place possible for my future and my family.
And Devin's done a great job for us on both sides of the ball, offense, defense, special teams. He's been, a great one to watch on the field, and it's going to be hard to replace those shoes for that number one this year. Good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Next up, we have number 3, Colin Ermita. Colin came to us, and along with Devin, was also a 3-year starter on varsity. Talk to us a little bit about the transition to varsity football and now where you've come such a long way in such a short time.
I mean, the transition was pretty easy. I mean, you guys made it seamless. You guys accepted me, welcomed me into the family. It felt great, and coming here now, 3 years later, it's a great experience, and I wouldn't exchange it for anything else.
Having Colin was a great blessing for us, getting him from Crespi High School and coming over to El Camino and being a great part of our run game. Once again, some pretty tough shoes to fill at that running back position, so we're definitely going to miss him. Colin, thank you, buddy. Good luck tonight. Antonio Diaz, number 4. We get the pleasure of having you back after a little bit of a layoff. Talk about how good it feels to be back on the field and what you want to do tonight.
Man, it just feels amazing. I'm definitely glad to be back. It's something that I've been waiting for. Definitely going to have a good night tonight, and with the boys, just take a W and have fun.
Excellent. Once again, you've been at El Camino for 4 years. Speak a moment about your time at the school.
At first, it was real tough, I got injured. I had to come back, make my body stronger, and just keep going every day, just push every day. And that's pretty much it.
Fantastic, and Antonio helps us on both sides of the ball as well. Thank you, buddy. Good luck tonight. We got this gentleman here, number 6, Justin Sultan, on loan from Calabasas High School in the summer, and he's been a fantastic addition ever since. Talk to us a little bit about coming over and accepting that new family role and playing a part.
Yeah, when I came here, you guys came with open hands, and yeah, it was a really good experience. I got here. It feels like a family over here, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Justin is once again on the defensive side of the ball, helped us out tremendously at the corner position, and we look for some good things tonight and definitely in the future for you if football is in the cards. Yes, good luck tonight, buddy. Number 7, Donovan Nekachea up next. We missed you for a couple weeks, buddy. We had a little bit of a concussion issue. Talk to us about coming back off of a concussion and getting back into the swing of things.
It was a little rough, just getting my head back, to normal thinking right. Thinking as quick as I used to, but I'm good now. I'm back. I feel a lot better than before. So,
and that's great to have you back in that middle. Obviously, it solidifies and helps us out against the run game. Talk for a second about your time at El Camino and what it's meant to you.
It's meant a lot, and it's been great. The family I made here is like no other. The coaches I've met, I progressed a lot in my with my talent, and my time here is really special.
And we're expecting a lot of things out of you, young man, now and in the future as well. I think he can play football at the next level, and we look forward to watching you from here on out. Good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Robin Bueno. I wish we had the use of this young man this year. An injury last season in the Calabasas game, was that correct? Or what game was that?
Second round of playoffs.
Second round of playoffs. Jefferson. What was that injury? What happened?
I tore my ACL, and I'm still recovering on that. So, yeah. I'll be back.
On the road back, hopefully at some point we can get Robin ready to rock and roll for the season, whether it be a game or two. Once again, such a bright future ahead of him if football is something that he decides to do in the future. Once again, another individual that's an all 4-year type of starter. Give us a second, time span of what it's been like to be an El Camino Real Conquistador, now Royal.
The family, man, all the brothers, man, I've made past these years. Yeah, Everything's been really fun and everything. Yeah.
Well, you've been a blast to be around, buddy. I really appreciate you, and hopefully, like I said, we can get you back out there.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you.
All right. Sam Tovin.
Coach.
Sam came over to us from Granada Hills High School and really stepped in and played a tremendous role for us on defense on the football field, but also a very integral part of our baseball team's success and holding down center field. Talk to us a minute about being the two-sport star at El Camino.
I mean, it's a little difficult, like managing like my time with school, baseball, and football. But I feel like it's a good life experience to manage all my time like that. So overall, it's a good experience for me and just as for life. It's good to have that skill.
We had to share Sam with a lot of different travel leagues and developmental leagues over the summer. Wish we had him around more. Once again, wish we could have him back next year, but you'll see him on the football field finishing up. Give us a glimpse of, real quick, of what it's been like to be at El Camino.
It's been great. It's been a good experience. Everyone here has been super nice and welcoming to me, so I've really enjoyed it. Coming from Granada, it's been a blast actually.
Fantastic, buddy. It's been a pleasure having you.
Of course, you too, guys.
Good luck tonight. Jacob Zane. Once again, another individual that has come through the program all 4 years. Tell us a little bit about your time at El Camino and what it's meant to you.
It's been great. I love the family, part of the aspect of football, and I'm just trying to ball out.
And win those couple of games. Well, we finally, one of the things was Jake didn't get a chance to win very many games in the transition of the time during COVID and coming back, and that was one of the biggest goals. What did that feel like, getting that first win for you as an individual, playing a very integral role?
It felt great. Yeah, I broke my collarbone last season, so coming back from that injury felt great to finally win a game.
Well, fantastic, bud. It's been great having you around. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Vince Serrano.
Hello.
Another individual, once again, just like Zane, you hear it over and over and over again, not just the family aspect of how we do things at El Camino, but the kids developing through the program. Vince, another individual that started, from what I imagine, at least 5 inches shorter than you are right now, and probably about another 20 pounds. Talk about your development a little bit in this program.
Freshman year, I think I was 5'6", 130. So I've done a lot of weightlifting with the program, and it's really helped me become the man I am today. Now I'm 5'10", 155. So yeah, I got a lot bigger.
Well, it's been a lot of fun watching you grow and get better and learn the offense and really get a chance to take off, and we appreciate you being in the program for all that time. Good work, buddy. Good luck tonight. Caden Smith. Caden, talk to us a little bit about being a tremendous role player, a tremendous character guy like you are, coming in and being an integral part of this program.
Yes, sir. Well, everything about me is I just go with God, build with God, and every day I talk to him. He just gives me the power and the strength to do what I know I could do, and I just follow him. He takes the lead, and I just go with him.
Fantastic. How have you enjoyed your time in this program thus far for these past few years?
I really enjoyed it. It's been great. I've learned a lot of life lessons. You preach to us every day about how football, the game of football, teaches us lessons about life, about pushing through, striding forward, and never looking back, and just being strong and courageous. And I've really taken that and just put it towards every day in life.
An essential hard worker that you are. Best of luck tonight. Great having you around, buddy. Andres Barrera. Welcome, buddy. Good to see you again, not just in the classroom, but on the football field. So talk about, for a second, you get an interesting take on having a coach as a teacher and having a coach on the field. Talk a little bit about your time at El Camino as a football player and a student.
Well, I started my junior year, so it hasn't been that long, but so far it's been pretty good. Just met a lot of good people and made a lot of new relationships throughout my year here. And yeah.
Fantastic. And once again, just like Jacob Zane, Andres, you came back from a pretty devastating injury. Talk to us for a second about that.
Yeah, it was pretty bad because I couldn't really do any sort of physical activity for a year. So it was all new to me once I came back, and I'm just happy to be able to actually do any sort of physical activity now.
Well, it's been great watching you get back. I appreciate everything you do, buddy. Good luck tonight. Hunter Zanke, he is a little bit taller than I am, so it's a little belittling standing next to you. We've got Hunter on loan from the baseball team for this season as a senior. What has it been like in your first year playing football?
It's definitely fun. It definitely is different from baseball. I actually get to hit people, which is a lot better. really fun. I would say that. So overall good.
Fantastic. And talk for a second about being a two-sport star and school and juggling everything in your day-to-day.
It's definitely difficult because we don't really get that much time to hang out with friends after school. It's normally do homework, practice, and then work out. So it's definitely interesting to try and juggle all that. But we do get time. We do make time for everyone, so it's fun.
Well, it's been really fun watching you learn how to play football and actually growing into a football player. So I appreciate everything you do, buddy. Best of luck tonight. I don't know how many words we can say about this guy. Probably one of the toughest guys to replace on our roster. Asa Johnson, talk to us a little bit about developing into what we feel is probably one of the best kickers that we've had in school's history.
Comes with a lot of hard work. I started off out as a freshman. I was learning off of our senior kicker that was here, Wedo, and he taught me the basics. I finally got a coach sophomore year, and I was just in the weight room every day with our team, building strength. From freshman year to senior year, I gained a lot of weight, put some muscle on that, and I'm here where I'm at now thanks to my coaches and the people who have helped me along the way on my team.
I don't like to toot Ace's horn very much, but he is in the top 70 of his age group in the country. Chris Saylor, talk about some of the camps that you've kicked at.
I've only been to about 3 camps. The biggest camp, the Vegas one, I was able to get a pretty decent ranking there. A good eye from Chris Saylor, the host of these camps, and I will be going to the next Vegas camp that's coming up in January pretty soon.
Fantastic. Well, once again, buddy, it's going to be fun to watch you play on TV hopefully next year. Good luck tonight. Isaac Padron. Isaac, you are been dealing with hampered of a little bit of an injury, haven't been able to play as much. Talk to us a little bit about dealing with that injury and getting back into play.
You know, it's a part of the process. You know, things happen, and it's tough to overcome some issues, but I've been trying to get back. Been doing some rehab with our athletic trainer, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
We got Isaac on loan from Sylmar High School. He came over to us a couple years ago. Talk to us about the transition going from one school to the next.
Well, Sylmar was a smaller program, and it was a little tough to, transition to El Camino. Is a different atmosphere and different football team, but it just feels like family. You know, he brought me in with open arms, and it's pretty great.
Well, we hope to get you back soon, buddy. Jackson Flores. Jackson has been another individual that has been with us in the program his full time. Once again, dealing with an injury. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, it's been kind of sucky. I broke my collar back in July, and I get to play, or I get to practice next week, and I'm excited, but I'm also kind of nervous, just all the implications that came along with breaking it and just the trauma. It's kind of nerve-wracking.
Talk about the development for a second about here at El Camino and your time.
It's been great. Like my first year, I was pretty nervous. I didn't really know much about like the sport. And then second year, going into summer camp, I just like, everybody became like such a brother to me, and like it was just so fun. It became so easy to learn.
Fantastic, buddy. Wish you the best of luck next week. Can't wait to have you back. Nestor Carpio, welcome. A artiste as well as a football star. Talk about your extracurricular activities on top of football.
I play an instrument called a viola, and it's kind of like a struggle to play football and maintain. Yeah.
But how has that been for you? Have you enjoyed your time at El Camino?
Yeah, it's been really fun. Really fun.
Fantastic, buddy. We wish you the best of luck tonight. Mr. Aiden Mefford, the man in the middle in our defense, not to mention the man in the middle in all of our PATs and field goals and snaps. Talk to us a little bit about juggling different positions this year.
Honestly, I mean, it was a challenge to step up to during the summer, learning how to long snap as well as play middle linebacker from switching from outside linebacker last year. But honestly, I love the challenge. I'll go for any challenge, and that's just me. I love challenges.
Fantastic. It's been a pleasure watching you develop throughout the course of the years. Talk for a second about your time at El Camino.
Honestly, I've loved it. I started out with like a scrawny freshman, 130 pounds, didn't know what I was doing in football. Now, at like 175 pounds, loving football, loving high school, loving life.
Fantastic, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Qasim Salahuddin, we just got you for a year. Talk to us for a second about your progression within the program for the season.
I've been in the program since I was a freshman, and I really love it here. I love my brothers and everything, and
my brother was on the team 3 years ago, and he inspired me to join the team and everything.
Well, it's great having you around. It's really been fun watching you progress this season, and we wish you the best of luck tonight.
Thank you, Coach.
Good luck, buddy. Mr. Derbeshian, Vlad Derbeshian has been with us as a freshman starting in the COVID season to playing last year to playing this year. Talk about your time at the varsity level.
I had to start early at the varsity level. I didn't start freshman year. I started sophomore year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, that was your sophomore year. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of experience at the varsity level, and I really like the fact that I started so early. I think it's a big advantage that I've had so far. Yeah.
We were without your services tonight. Talk for a second about that.
I mean, I know the players on our team. They're going to be able to bounce. Like, they're going to be able to figure it out. Like, people are stepping up. People have to step up. Stuff happens.
Vlad is such a force on both sides of the ball. You will be missed tonight, but we'll hopefully get you back ready to go next week. See you, buddy. Jaden Salas, our center and resident badass when it comes to snapping the football. Talk to us for a second about being in our El Camino Real program.
It's been a wonderful time since I've been here. Made a family here. I've only been here for 2 years. Came from Crespi. But out of the 2 years, I really feel like I've made a big improvement in the school and the family here.
I'm glad that you've enjoyed your time. We wish you the best of luck tonight, and it's going to be fun to watch you play football the next couple of years, buddy.
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate you. Edgar Elias starting tonight, are we?
Yep.
Are you excited about that?
A lot. Ready.
Talk to us for a minute about your time at El Camino and what it means to be starting tonight.
It means a lot that I get to start. I get to show a lot to my family, my brother, to show him what it feels like to play on defense as a varsity member. As my senior year, very happy for it, and really want to show everyone what I've been working on and improving since you've been helping me a lot more.
Long time coming. Edgar is one of the hardest workers on the team, and he is filling in for Vlad Derbeshian tonight. We wish you the best of luck, buddy. Go get him. Yep. Ari Mofafagi, welcome. He came to us this past year, first year playing football. Talk to us a little bit about being new to the game.
Well, when I first started, I didn't know anything. So when I first came in, I had to learn a lot. And I think I progressed good enough, and I hope I get some playing time tonight.
Absolutely, buddy. It's been fun watching you play football, and I'm glad you've joined us. Thank you. Good luck. Cesar Orozco, kind of almost rounding it out. Talk to us a little bit about your time at El Camino.
Well, I've been in the program for almost all 4 years. Just started playing my junior year, and here I am now.
You know, and once again, a lot of these seniors now lost out on a freshman season due to COVID, and coming back and having to kind of learn on the run. Talk to a little bit about the development and how quickly you had to get through the development process.
You know, coming into my junior year, it was hard learning everything, but you know, I'm glad it paid off now because you know, I've gotten a good amount of playing time, and you know, it's still something I have to work on.
Well, we wish you the best of luck tonight, buddy. Thanks for being here. All right, Derek Sarpong, last but not least. So you came to me via email because you wanted to play football, going through all your years of high school, and this being your last as a senior, your first time playing football. Talk to us a little bit about the transition to the game.
Oh, it's been very fun and exciting. You know, I wish I had a chance to play 3 years prior, but it's been a hell of a year, and I'm very happy with the experience.
Fantastic. Derek and his brother are legacies. His uncle, Sam, was an athlete at El Camino Real High School. And without you last week, buddy, I don't know if we pulled that one out. It was a hell of a special teams play that you made. Talk for a second about transitioning into more playing time.
I'm just prepared for the moment. I've been working hard in practice, so when the moment presents itself, I'll be ready.
I can definitely attest to that. Well, thank you for all your hard work and effort. And that is your 2022 El Camino Real Royals, which I do greatly appreciate all their hard work and effort. And thank you guys for your time.
Wasn't that great to meet all the seniors at ECR? And El Camino Real is going to get the second half kickoff. They're up 6-0. Got a score to pass along at halftime. Birmingham way ahead, 49-0 over Chatsworth. Peyton Waters in the first quarter of that game had a long touchdown reception, a pick 6 for a TD, and a punt return for a touchdown. Peyton Waters, one of the great players in the city. So Birmingham is doing its thing, continuing to dominate in the league.
It's going to be a real challenge next week for El Camino Real.
That's where they go. They go to Birmingham. And they're going to get the ball here. First things first, they're up 6-0. A Devin Howard 1-yard TD. That's all we had on the board in the first half. But ECR, they're coming back with the football, and here's fouls near side. Graydon goes down. Took it outside the 35.
He stumbled and tripped over his own cleats.
I hope he's okay. He took an awkward fall, and he is hobbled a little bit as he comes to the sideline. Doesn't look serious, but he is a little bit shaken up. Those updated scores, Norco with a wider advantage over Roosevelt of Eastvale. Those are Big West games. The Huskies holding on with a 1-point lead. North Hollywood, I went there, of course. And Chaminade's lead, that was 22-0 at one point. Bishop of Miners coming back on their home field. That's not a surprise. Those are two quality teams. See Roosevelt, no surprise, pulling away from Bell. Roosevelt and Garfield coming up next week. East LA Classic. Colin Ermita. It's a physical running back.
He is a downhill runner. I've always admired the way Ermita is able to just take the ball and move it forward. And doesn't matter who's in front of him, he'll drive for extra yardage. He is that tough inside running the ball.
Kind of guy you liked in the second half where everyone gets a little worn down. He has not been the primary guy in the first half. He's a fresh body. Only had one carry late in the first half, so he could be very strong in this third and fourth quarters. It's Ermita again. Pile driving for good yardage. He's still going.
Yeah.
What a run by Colin Ermita.
That's what I was just talking about. He just keeps his head down. He keeps driving forward. And he's not to be denied. He wants that yardage, and he's going to make it happen.
Taking it all the way down to the 45-yard line of Taft. Of course, not a comfortable lead here for ECR. They want to get another score on the board.
Well, I would think El Camino would just keep the ball on the ground, run the clock down, score, and just keep moving them forward.
Zane getting a lot of snaps to slot back on the near side on offense, normally in the secondary. Another strong run for Ermita. Finally thrown down by Jonah Terry. But again, Ermita is looking not only fresh, he's looking physical, and he's running with great authority.
And this is what coaches talk about, where they say keep running it till they stop you. And Ermita's getting 8-9 yards a crack every time he touches the ball.
He's a senior, 5'10", 200 pounds. Again, Ermita getting chunks of yardage and another Elko first down. Got the hot hand, and it's Colin Ermita.
You'll see that with this young man. He'll just keep pounding. And again, Coach Hayashida has seen the vulnerability of that Taft front line, and Ermita is just taking advantage of it. Just chunks of yardage each carry.
Of course, this is tough on a defense. When you run on like this, it breaks your will. 9.5 minutes to play in the third. Ermita bouncing to the perimeter. Some tough yards there. Was well defended. There's Cowles again, number 1. He's some football player on defense.
But, you know, Ermita, he was stopped behind the line of scrimmage and still gained some yardage, even though Cowles was there.
Number 1 on defense is just everywhere. That Beatles song applies to him here, there, and everywhere.
Now you're telling everybody what year you went to high school.
Not really. I just happen to be a Beatles fan.
Oh, okay.
Well, some pretty sweet music so far on this drive for the Royals. Taking their sweet time coming out of the huddle. Second down and long. Fly sweep. Tovin lost the ball. It's going to be ruled an incompleted pass. It was a forward pass, and aren't the Royals fortunate because Cowles was there and recovered it.
Well, you know, last week they did the same thing. We thought that it was a fumble, but it was actually ruled as an incomplete pass.
Officials did a nice job immediately signaling it was a pass, to the delight of the El Camino Real team.
It's surprising Troven dropped that. He's pretty reliable. He holds on to the football.
Wouldn't have mattered. Number one was sitting there waiting for him again.
Yep, Cowles.
Third down, big play for ECR to keep the drive going. They need 10. They run with it. Ermita up the middle, still going, breaks away. Colin Ermita on a 3rd and 10. They run the draw, and Ermita picks up the yardage.
He was stopped 3 times behind the line of scrimmage, broke the tackles, and continued to drive downfield.
What a drive
that
for
is
Ermita.
Just a tough runner. And again, he's hit here, he's hit here, he's hit here, and he still makes big yardage.
A critical conversion for the Royals, and number 3 gets a breather, and well deserved. Fouls running with it. He has a crease.
They're keeping it on the ground, as I was hoping they would, because that's what Coach Hayashida has designed and drawn up on the board, where you've got all kinds of run power, and you get to make those plays.
El Camino has a player down, so we'll have a timeout for the moment. It's Fouls, who's he's sitting up, but he's been dinged up throughout this game. He's run hard, he's played hard, he's getting up. He's going to be all right. But this is a physical football game and a physical running back in Ermita.
Looks like he cramped up.
Well, El Camino, as you see Fouls come off, he's got a tremendous future.
He does. As a young runner, he's what we talked about at pregame.
Ermita is the deep back, and he takes the pitch. Flag is out. He's close to the goal line, but it's thrown back in the holding zone, and this may really stall the drive for Elko.
This kills drives. We've talked about penalties and how they do that. These yards are tough to get down here in the red zone, and when you make penalties, it's even worse.
Looks like a chop block's going to be called.
Block below the waist. Offense. KR penalty. Second down.
Well, they've cut the penalties down, but there's still some ones that have really hurt them in critical situations.
Yeah, these are the drives and the drive killers that we talked about.
Still a 6-0 game. You just have the feeling that El Camino has the big lead, but they don't. One mistake and Taft could steal the game. So you really want to finish here. They do have number 1 back in, Devin Howard, who has the 1 score tonight. It's a bad right foot. He's not 100%, but he wanted to play, and this is Devin Howard. He's got room. There he goes. Devin Howard to the end zone. No signal yet. He was right on the doorstep. Howard with a terrific run. What acceleration.
He's just a wonderful player to watch when he breaks it.
Took it all the way to the 1.
Again here, past the line of scrimmage, he's accelerating, and he's hit, and he still falls forward for 3 yards. I imagine pitch power again, Randy. Our favorite play here.
There it is. Howard running hard. He's in for the touchdown. 2 short touchdown dashes for Devin Howard. He keeps the legs moving, which is vital for a running back.
And he moves piles just like Ermita does. They're both very, very effective when they get into a pile, they just keep their legs charging forward.
They use Donovan Nekachia as a blocking back. And it's a 12-0 lead. Going to go for the 1 point because of Asa Johnson's ability, getting 16 of 20 on the season. They've run the ball. You thought maybe they'd go for 2 here.
Special teams are so critical. These 1 points are absolutely essential. They may now.
Yep, I'm thinking the same thing. Looked like Taft came across. You could see that Ace is saying, should we go for 2?
Come on.
Oh, Fowles had the 3 touchdowns last week. Howard's got 2 tonight. I think you're going to see him come in with the offense now.
Yep.
Right of the snap, encroachment on the defense. Half the distance to the goal, replay, the try.
Well, you got to go back to Devin Howard, you would think.
And you're going pitch power right here.
Trying to get it to 14-0. 12-0 game. Remember the first PAT was partially blocked and it was no good. So with that penalty, half the distance to the goal, the Royals are going for it. You wonder, does Taft have a big play in him to stop him?
They got to move the pile.
There's the pitch to Devin Howard. He's running hard. He got in. 2 points for El Camino Real. So that penalty hurt Taft. It cost him a point. 14-0 Royals.
Penalties hurt each team that commits them. It is not something that you want to see as a coach. It's just something that it destroys momentum and drive killers.
Well, that builds the advantage to 14-0 El Camino. Now we've seen them the last few weeks open up leads and then hold on at the end of the game. This is a different kind of game, though. The defense has been much more stellar, much more stout in this game.
Well, again, you're dealing with 2 effective offenses that are power football, and you're looking at, the offensive lines driving forward, and you see Howard make the score here.
Well, it's a big series for Howard. He got all 8 of the points. Got the 2-point running as well. See if Johnson can hit it all the way to the end zone. Lesham and Ramirez back deep. It's returnable. And Lesham does not quite reach the 25-yard line. That's pretty good coverage by El Camino Real.
That's the best coverage of the night for El Camino on special teams. They got down underneath the ball, and Johnson had good hang time on the kick.
Well, if you're Taft, what do you want to see from the Toreadors so they can get on the board?
Well, I got to believe that Coach Kieran's going to open it up, and he's going to try to score with the pass and mix the run occasionally rather than run, pass. I think you may see a pass, and maybe a run. Just guessing here.
Well, they have a bevy of running backs. They've used 3 running backs in the game. Legend Wilson, Elijah Aubert, and Mike Mansoret. Let's see what they do here in the back half. Pitching it back to Legend Wilson. It's a fine run, scooting out of bounds on the near sideline.
El Camino came again with 2 inside linebackers, and they lost contain on the outside. There's nobody there to stop that as they extended and stretched it. He was able to turn the corner. Again, his speed and his quickness was able to get him around the corner for a couple of yards.
I don't think Taft's going to build their program around him. He's only 15 years old.
Yeah, that's the future of Taft football.
Second down for the Toreadors. That's better defense up front. There was nothing there. Wilson was just hammered down. Tremendous defense from Edgar Elias, 54.
Just took too long to develop. He was looked like he was trying to fake the pitch and hand it up inside, and the defensive line, almost the entire defensive line, penetrated and was able to stop him.
Elias, who plays guard on offense, defensive tackle on defense, 5'9", 194-pound senior. Tremendous penetration there in the middle in blue. 54 completely disrupted the play. Third down and long for Conway, and he throws it away. And again, it was Elias that was pursuing coverage in the secondary from Zane, and that's going to be a punting situation for the Toreadors. And again, they're struggling to move the football against what has been a stout defense tonight for Elko.
Well, we talked about the fact that Conroy's been pressured, and that was just another example of how they went after him on third down. They knew that it was a passing down, and they just put pressure on him, and he was able to throw it away.
Justin Sultan is going to drop back and return the punt. Normally Tovin does the honor, but Sultan is dangerous as well. Royals figured to get pretty good field position here.
Well, the kicks have not been that long.
But they are getting the bounces. It goes inside the El Camino 40 and rolls to about the 37.5-yard line, where it is downed by Anthony Maloney.
But again, like you said, it was good field position, so they're in the middle of the field, and again, they can execute just about anything in their offense. Throwing the ball underneath would be a prime opportunity. But I think, again, Coach Hayashida may just stay conservative and keep it on the ground.
It's Colin Ermita time.
He is.
Look at your watch. It says it's time, Colin Ermita time.
He's fun to watch.
Ermita on the year average of over 5 yards a carry. Has 2 touchdowns. You know, fouls coming in, was averaging over 9 yards a carry, but tonight Ermita has had big chunks of yardage in the third quarter. On to 5 minutes left. Royals take the timeout. They were out of sync, and the sideline knew it, so they took the timeout.
Yeah, that's a smart call to make when you have confusion with your receivers and your quarterback. They're not in simpatico, as they say, and you just call the timeout. Coach Sabala did a good job with that. There you see Coach Hayashida in the middle. I had the honor coaching with him and a couple of other legends at Chaminade in the early 90s with Rich Lawson and Ed Croson and Hayashida and Fred Grimes. Out of that staff, there were 5 head coaches, future head coaches.
Remember Fred Grimes at North Hollywood?
That's right.
Yeah, Devin Howard's having fun tonight.
Come on.
El Camino has 14 points. Devin Howard has 14 points. He has them all. Both touchdowns and the 2-point conversion. On a bum right foot. They weren't sure he was going to play in this game. Screen, and it's Ermita.
He just accelerates. He's just a fun guy to watch. And at the end there, as you saw that he was getting ready to go out of bounds, he just put his shoulder down and was ready to make the hit.
You know what? There was no blockers out in front of him. That
No,
was
he
a
was-
solo.
It was all him.
Solo job for him. He takes it out close to midfield, all the way out to the El Camino Real 49-yard line. Well, the Royals are dominating the third quarter.
And they're keeping it on the ground, as we talked.
This is essentially a running play.
It is. It's just a quick screen sort of flare pass.
Well, the seniors who you met at halftime are having a huge impact on this game. Up the middle, it's Ermita dancing. And another 10-yard chunk for Colin Ermita. He is having a brilliant third quarter.
Well, that motion in the backfield is kind of confusing Taft's defensive front. They're seeing runners and receivers going in different directions, and they're kind of confused as to where the play's going. Their keys are not being read correctly.
First down, El Camino Real. And you got to think this Taft defense is going to wear down the way they're being run on now. I've got to give that Elko offensive line some credit. Missing some starters. They've done a good job. Here's an end around to Tovin. He stood up by Ramirez. The guys up front have really done a nice job. Edgar Elias, Jaden Salas.
Tovin gets the inside handoff, and he's able to get around the corner, but just at the last minute, he's not able to cut.
Birkin, Rangeberry. Just trying to give some mention to the guys who've done a great job. Maddox Rosenweg is blocked up front, done a nice job as well. And there's Ermita driving forward. You just can't stop Colin Ermita. Another first down for the Royals.
Not to be denied. That should be his middle name. He will drive for yardage. This is where your offensive linemen are starting to smile now. They're starting to get movement on the defensive line, and that's always a real happy time.
And this was a concern without Derbeshian up front in this game. They had to move some bodies around, but they've responded.
And Jaden Williams is out too. So.
When I think of Jaden Williams, I think of him more on the defensive front. He is really a stalwart there. I think he's going to be an all-city player next year. First down, Royals. Nothing fancy, certainly not pretty, but a couple yards more for Colin Ermita. I thought that was a pretty avid description that he was the fresh back for the second half. And
well, it's because Fowles got hurt. I mean, when you saw Fowles go down, Ermita just jumped right in.
He's really capitalized. Picked up 3, 2nd and 7. See the clock winding down in the third quarter. A third quarter control by El Camino Real. Dominated, really. Tovin. That's a great cut. We've seen that tonight on a couple occasions.
Yeah,
you know that term, you can cut on a dime?
That was him. He 90-degree cut again. He stops and turns right up the field.
Picked up 12, first down, ECR.
Again, watch the cut. It just stops and then turns it back up. Again, it's fun to see.
Sam Tovin's a good football player. He's a pretty good baseball player, too. It's center fielder. Started his high school career at Granada Hills, but he's found another home in the West Valley at El Camino Real, playing 2 sports, doing a terrific job. Once again, El Camino Real looking to score a touchdown. Ermita. And it's just tough for Taft to make tackles. They've been pushed around in the quarter.
Pitch power. Sounds a little repetitive, but that's what they're doing. They're just coming right back to it each and every time. What works is you keep doing it until they stop it.
Straight downhill football for El Camino Real. Ermita trying to get to the end zone. Not quite.
He was still moving. His feet were moving even as the whistle blew.
Well, they may not run another play here in the third. The 1-yard line, 2nd down and goal. El Camino in great shape to win their 5th in a row, especially if they can punch it in. And this is the football team that we expected. They've been very clean in the third quarter and very solid. I mean, it's been a simple game plan, but they've executed it really well. And that's the word we used in the first half, all about execution.
Right, and the discipline they finally showed after last week's penalties, they worked on it all week. Coach told me that.
Some scores. Venice has a powerful team. They're going to be in the open division, unquestionably. Hamilton is the team that El Camino knocked off last year for the Division II championship. It's a very good Venice team. Chaminade still leading by a touchdown over Mott. Huskies by 2 in an intersectional. That's the city against the southern section.
You know, you and I were rivals in high school too, Randy. I was a Poly High guy.
I don't want to talk about it. Wilson by 1 over Marshall in the fourth quarter. Cathedral ahead of St. Paul. You're a Parrot?
I was a Parrot.
Eric Schottheimer's a Parrot.
Yes, we talked about that. Neighbors.
Eric, of course, the fine writer for the LA Times. Got to get him out to an El Camino game.
That would be good.
El Camino looking to bust this one wide open.
I would imagine pitch power coming here, Randy. What do you think?
I would think Colin Ormita will handle the football. It's whatever you want to designate the play. Number 3 is going to have it, and Nekachi is going to block for him, number 7, who's had a large presence in this game. 2nd and a yard needed for the TD. How about a quarterback keep? How about another touchdown for El Camino Real? Javen Hall.
Javen wanted to get his down, so.
That's his 4th rushing touchdown this year as a junior. Number 4. Well, now the lead is comfortable.
Never over till it's over, Coach.
It's over. You're starting to get old school on me. Johnson to make it 21-0. And Taft scored 36 points last week. Kick is good. I think this is a great tribute to the El Camino Real defense. I'm not shocked that they had the lead. They were the favorite coming in. We expected a shootout. Now El Camino's starting to get their allotted points that we anticipate.
But they're not getting it with the pass. They're getting it with the run.
Well, they're dominating up front now. But the surprise in this game is that Taft has not been able to move the football at all. They've had no real explosive plays, and they've been shut down.
Well, their blocking schemes are again, very traditional, very man-base driven. They're not pulling linemen. They occasionally will show a trap, but they haven't really been that effective on the offensive line against El Camino's defensive line. And right now, with those 2 individuals out for El Camino, they're vulnerable inside. But you wouldn't know it based on the score.
Again, the one loaded weapon that is still available for Taft is DR, Daniel Ramirez. They call him DR. And let's see if he can return one, because they've kicked it away from him smartly. Again, he's returned 3 kickoffs this season for touchdowns. A short pooch kick. It's a live football. You got to drop on it. It's picked up by one of the upmen, and that's great coverage again. Oh, ECR is doing everything well. They really got down the field to make the play.
By design. That was the pooch kick by design.
Shane Bogaz, a freshman, made the play. There he is. Good job, Shane.
Got down there. He wanted to play. He's there.
I think for the defense, this is a real confidence building. I think it's going to be a whole different story next week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well.
And Peyton Waters and that group. That's a different animal. But for tonight, this is really good for the defense and their confidence. Trying to pitch a shutout. Wilson, sweep right. Coven out of the secondary, coming over to make a nice play. Denneker Franco also over there for the Royals.
You know, even though they're able to turn the corner, Taft has not been able to get that explosive burst, you know, out of Legend.
And we haven't seen Elijah Aubert in the second half, who's the power running back.
Yeah, I thought he'd be in there a lot more.
Mansour's got speed as well, number 28. We haven't seen him in the second half. That's thrown up for grabs. The DR, Daniel Ramirez, looking back He was going on a deep post, and that was thrown to the outside.
But there was just no time. Conroy had no time to set up. And, again, you just don't. If you're going to know it's third down passing or it's a passing down, they're going to come after him, and that's what they're doing. They're forcing it, making the rush.
Well, Conroy has been back on his heels most of the night. A furious pass rush from El Camino Real. Well, when they lost games early, did you ever think El Camino Real would get to 5-3, win 5 in a row, not having a home game? Well, they're about to do that. Conroy again under duress, throwing. That's a great throw. That's his best throw of the night. He finds Ramirez finally, and there goes Daniel Ramirez. And the homecoming crowd loves it on the far side. First and goal. Zane finally ran him down, and Daniel Ramirez finally captures the ball.
Well, what you also saw was that they brought 7 on the pass rush, and Conroy was able to get rid of it very quickly, and he was wide open, and when Ramirez gets the ball in the open field, he's gone. Just 1, 2, 3 throw, and again, it just breaks 2 tackles here, and he's off to the races.
First and goal at the 8-yard line after great pitch and catch and Ramirez run. Conroy run across his body, incomplete. They must like Mansoray as a blocking back because he doesn't really carry the ball much, number 28. They've been bringing him in here, and he's been blocking on those rollouts for Conroy.
And, Conroy was able to get outside again and throw the ball, but again, there's no contain by El Camino on the outside. When you saw Caden McCoy, he was just caught inside. He's got to widen out a little more to make sure he don't let the quarterback turn the corner.
Second down and goal. It's spotted at the 8-yard line. Field goal does Taft no good. They're down 3 touchdowns. Aubert has checked in, along with Cowles. Aubert running it.
Robert's the power back, and when they get down into the red zone, he's the one that's going to be carrying the ball.
Third and goal. See that clock. An ally of El Camino Real. Still need 6 for the touchdown. 2 downs to get it. Aubert remains in as the running back. To the air, overshot him.
Same pattern that they threw to Ramirez before. But this time it was overthrown.
Yeah, wanted Lesham in the end zone. So you got 1 play to try to score here. I think the run is out of it. You're at the 6-yard line. You would think that. It's not impossible, obviously. But if you're going to throw the football, they like Lesham inside, but their best receiver would be Ramirez, I would imagine, number 11. So I think they'll target 11.
I'd look at a fade here for number 11 into the corner.
Here's Taft's really last gasp to try to get a look at the ball game. Conroy under center. Throws. Is it caught? It is. Touchdown.
Ramirez.
We called it.
Yep.
Daniel Ramirez. So the shutout is blown up, and Daniel Ramirez with his 5th receiving touchdown this year.
He just ran a skinny post on it rather than a fade to the corner of the end zone. But he was the intended receiver. We knew that that's where they were going to go, and sure enough, they were able to execute.
That was a great catch, too. It was contested. See if Fuentes can knock it through and make it a 2-touchdown game. He's got a big leg. He's a soccer player, and he drills it through. It's a 21-7 game. Here's the offense we talked about. Let's go back to the Ramirez touchdown catch.
Watch it, 1-2-3 throw, and he got inside of the defender and touchdown.
Yeah, he was able to wall off Donovan. No, it was Justin Sultan.
Right.
Justin Sultan was the one who was walled off.
That's why when you usually see it down on the goal line, the defender is taking an inside position, and the receiver runs the fade where he cuts in and then looks to the corner on the outside, and the ball's thrown over his shoulder.
That was actually pretty good coverage by Sultan. Sometimes better offense can defeat good defense, and that's what we saw there. But a big fourth down conversion, onside kick here. Is that what you're looking for?
I would imagine that's what they're going to do.
Well, they kick it deep, and he kicks it through the end zone. There's that strong leg.
Which we were thinking that Johnson was going to be the one to be doing that.
Well, Fuentes, they feel he can kick from 40 and in too for field goals. Of course, that won't be an issue now. Well, can Taft slow down this El Camino run game? They haven't been able to do it at all in the second half. You see Aubert come out there. A lot of these guys are playing both ways, and it's just been a physical grind for them to try to do anything defensively in the second half against the run.
I would think Colin Armida is going to be your guy, and they're just going to give it to him up inside, tackle to tackle, and just keep scoring, getting first downs. They need 4 first downs here. If they can get 4 first downs, they'll run out the clock.
Well, they showed Taft confidence in their defense by kicking it through the end zone, relying on the defense to get it back rather than try the onside kick. First down, Royals. Tovin. He of those quick cuts.
Not that time.
Went in the spin cycle though, and got about 4 yards. Sam is competitive. We talked about the fact he's a 2-sport star at El Camino Real.
Again, they've got a great baseball program at El Camino.
He's very much a part of it. Of course, the West Valley in baseball is the best league in the city, and it really isn't close. They've been dominant for years. El Camino, Chatsworth, Birmingham, all great baseball programs.
And you've called those games at Dodger Stadium.
A few along the way. Second down and 6. The run game in order. And here comes Armida into your living room. There goes Colin Armida. A powerful run for Armida. To the 40-yard line.
Just
Taft.
Needed to stay in bounds. He doesn't want to go out of bounds and stop the clock. Just keep it running.
Well, he has had some second half.
I think he's going to gain over 100 yards in the second half.
I think he already has. Why'd this break?
Because there's nobody outside and contained. There's nobody there. And it's what we talked about against Taft. There's nobody outside contained. And all night long they've been running that. And that's why the ground game's so effective.
Royals are taking their time out of the huddle. 8 minutes to play. Up by 14. Just don't know that Taft can stop the run game. See if they can do it here. Nope, Armida with a gaping hole, and he's on his way. Colin Armida. First and goal. El Camino Real. And it was that man again. Maloney saved the touchdown. Colin Armida.
He's just grinding it out and eating up the yards. And you're gonna see him probably make his score representative here.
Well, Devin Howard has been the touchdown guy. He's got 2 of the 3. Hall has 1 on the quarterback keep. But here's Armida. Look at the hole on the left side.
And again, look how he cut it outside. That's exactly what's been vulnerable for Taft.
Another run up the middle. Boy, they're having fun. That offense is having fun because they're moving. They got Armida like having a great second half. They're getting, on first down, they're getting a lot of yards, making life a lot easier.
I would imagine you'll see Armida get it again and score here.
Yeah, I think you want to reward him.
I think he's earned it.
Second down and a couple for a touchdown.
Pitch power.
Straight handoff. Armida walks in. Touchdown ECR. Well deserved for Colin Armida.
That was all him. That whole series was his domain. He made it happen.
It's really been his second half.
Yeah.
27-7. And Taft, you can't stop the running game. You can't win football games. It's pretty simple. You got to be able to contain the run or you're in real trouble.
It's a very simple game.
I would imagine if El Camino would choose to do it, and I don't know that they would the next time they have the ball, they could get a big play over the top because everyone will be pinched in to try to slow the run down. Good look at Ace's attempt for the point after, and he knocks it through.
So are you one of those guys that run up the score then?
Yeah, I love that. I like celebrations. I love taunting. I love all that good stuff. You don't like taunting?
No, you got to be an honorable coach. You know, you don't want to run it up on the guys.
Does honorable win football games? I don't know.
Depends on how many scores you got ahead of the other guy.
There are 3 touchdowns ahead right now, 28-7.
I think that's pretty honorable.
Well, they were favored by about 3 touchdowns in this game, so this is not a shock. So let's see what ECR has in store. The final 6.5. Taft did get a confidence builder with Ramirez making the big play to get him inside the 10, then catching the touchdown. So we knew coming in, Daniel's a terrific player. DR can get it done.
And you'll see him again this next series for Taft. I'm sure they'll try to get it to him.
And Asa Johnson advancing on the ball. This one is returnable. Lesham. And he runs into a traffic jam.
Again, great coverage by El Camino.
Jalen Carrillo is the one that got down there, a junior cornerback for ECR. Again, the defense has played well, other than the big play to Ramirez that broke. That's the first explosive play for Taft tonight.
No, you just teach your defensive backs now to just keep the receiver in front of them. Don't let anybody get deep. Don't let anybody get behind you. Keep them in front of you. And you don't want to give up the big play because, again, that could be a momentum changer. It doesn't, no, you know, time is remaining. You get 2 scores and you're onside kick and you're back in the game.
You worry about a lot of things, right?
I do.
No reason to worry. Life's good for El Camino Real. And for Conroy, he's going to have nightmares tonight. Blue guys chasing him.
That's been the story of the night. And again, it's going to be Coach Duran's going to be able to praise his defensive linemen for great pass rush and linebackers coming up inside and hitting those gaps.
Second down and 10. Really, when you think about it, Conroy's done a nice job of protecting the football. A couple of them were in an area that they thought maybe they could get picked off, but he hasn't thrown one away that has been picked off, or the score could have been even greater. He has protected the ball.
Well, he's doing like a 3-step release.
There's a quick pitch to the legend Wilson. High step in it, and then he's cut down. Beautiful tackle by Justin Sultan again. 6. Sultan's had a good game for ECR.
Yeah, he's been able to come up out of that corner and make the play. And again, keep the contain, keep him inside the line of scrimmage, and don't let him turn the corner.
What Jason Zabalek's been able to do, his staff, is build some depth. You know, even with the injuries, they got some numbers out there that bodes well for the future. There's a lot of guys in the program.
And they've got some good JV players coming up.
Third down. They'll need about 5. Conroy. It was thrown too low to the ground. Ramirez could not come up with it. And it's 4th down.
But again, we knew that Ramirez was going to be the intended receiver on any throw. And Conway's just not getting any time to release.
No reason to punt here. With 5.5 minutes to go. The only problem with this, if you don't make it, you give ECR the short field, but they're not worried about the final score. They're trying to get back in the game. So whatever favorite play they have in the book is what Taft's going to run.
And they're in a prevent. So
pressure. Necochea chasing him. Incomplete. And that El Camino defense turns it over on downs. You know, Taft, back in 1998, had a phenomenal team. They went on to win what is now the Open Division. Everybody was one body then, and they beat Banning in the finals. So they've won at the highest level before. They won, I don't know if you remember the name, Brandon Hance.
They had Troy Starr as the coach.
Troy Starr was the coach. They won 41-29 at the Coliseum. So they've had some real highs, and the coach they have on hand now is going to get it done, I think. It's a good coach. So, but they've had the greatest highlight. They won at the Coliseum. They won the city title. And they had Brandon Hance, who went on to play at USC and Purdue, started Purdue. In that championship game, Hance, by the way, in the Coliseum, threw for 4 touchdowns, nearly 300 yards. But El Camino, it's been their night. Here's the pitch behind Fowles, and he just dives on it. That's a smart play. Time to do the laundry.
I would think that Coach would start to substitute some players now and get his number ones out.
Well, it's good to see Fowles back in.
Yeah.
He had that cramp before. And
yeah, he was okay.
He's fine. And even negative plays or positive plays if they're on the ground for ECR at this point, because you see the clock inside of 5 minutes. Devin Howard's back. Had a productive evening. 2 touchdown runs.
Nice gloves.
Stands out in the crowd. Did he park your car? He could have. Everybody would have seen him. A little reverse with Devin Howard. It's a late flag behind the play. Saw that come in. That would have been a big play had Ramirez not knocked him off his pins.
I was waiting to see him cut out. He turned it in instead.
We have a Toreador down. Good look at Joe Aranda, our lead official.
Holding, offense, 10-yard penalty, replay, the down, 2nd down.
Joe's a nice guy. He never says who it is.
Yeah.
See a lot of them, even at the high school level, identify the number. By the way, Darius Taylor is the young man that's down, and you just wonder and you hope it's not that knee again. He's a very good football player. He's just had a hard luck season. And, they're working on one of the legs.
I was surprised they were doing that razzle-dazzle stuff that Coach Ishida put in. Just, run the clock, give the ball simply, and don't risk fumbling. And
there you go again, being conservative.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's just, it's the old coach in me, and I look at it and.
Ladies, cheer! You're ahead by 3 touchdowns. Now we got some score updates for you. Hey, Norwalk forging in front of Bellflower. Those are 2 good. Oh, it's a final, 14-12. So Norwalk wins that battle. Venice opening it up on Hamilton, and again, that's not a shock. Neither is this game. Chaminade pulling away. They're going to stay unbeaten. Oh, my goodness, Hoover won. Oh, the Huskies lost. It's only their 2nd loss of the year, but it's a non-league game. They were favored there. The computer had North Hollywood winning that game. That's going to be a great win for Chaminade, winning at the Mott.
Do you know that North Hollywood team that I played against when I was at Poly was coached by Ron Botchin? Do you know that name? Ron Botchin became a great NFL official.
Yeah, I do remember the name. A couple more scores. 8-7. Wilson and Marshall. Franklin's had a great year in the Northern League. Eagle Rock's really good, but Franklin's going to get to the Open Division. They're undefeated, and they look like they have a clear path, provided they beat Lincoln tonight. The Panthers, a team that can really throw the football.
But they've been traditionally a passing school.
Yeah. Narciso Diaz does a wonderful job. He's very creative offensively. Unfortunately, we're pausing now as they attend to Darius Taylor. Again, they'll take as much time as needed. Everybody's out there. Just noticed Mark Drucker walk out there, the longtime athletic director at Taft High School. This is tough. You know, you got a game that's really out of hand. It's over. El Camino's going to win the game. And then one of the kids goes down, and he's finally to his feet, Darius Taylor. That's great to see that he's walking. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's fine. But again, it's been such a tough year for him. You just feel bad for the kid. I mean, like I said, he got hurt on the first series at Downs against Grant. Didn't come back. That was the first game of the year. Doesn't come back till tonight, and there he is struggling to get to the sideline again. Darius has got to be talking to himself.
Well, he gave it everything tonight. He wanted to win.
Yeah, made some good stops, played hard. I mean, Taft defense did everything they could do. They're just an offense. Didn't give them any help, and they got worn down. Well, after a holding penalty, El Camino Real will scrimmage, and they need a lot of yards. Hall will tuck and go. Hesitation at the end. Run out of bounds by legend Wilson. Again, Wilson plays both sides of the ball.
It's too bad that Hall couldn't stay in bounds. Stops the clock.
I want to see more football. I'm glad he ran out of bounds. You're not really concerned about the outcome of the game.
Let's see, 4 minutes? I don't know. A couple more minutes, I'll be better.
Oh, come on.
You know,
I told you like a long time ago the game was over.
Every coach with a lead is always concerned about what's
I would
left.
say in the history of high school football, a team with the ball and a 3-touchdown lead with 4 minutes to go, there might be 1 or 2 instances in the history of the game where they lost.
And those are the ones that plague you your entire life.
That ain't going to happen tonight.
Those are the ones coaches have nightmares over.
Hall, and he's looking, and he's going to throw the football. Shirley going low to the ground. Did he make the grab? No, incomplete. And there is a flag down, and he's pleading his case. He's not going to win.
You'll notice that Hall had the entire right side of the field open. He could have ran the ball too, and he just decided to throw it. There was no contain there at all. There was nobody outside of Hall. He could have just kept running and still be running.
Well, you want to finish strong, and I don't know that Jason Zabalik's going to like these penalties at the end of the game.
Well, these are long developing plays, and when that happens, there's always a risk of penalties.
Holding, offense, play is declined, 4th down.
So it's 4th down, that's the proper play. You want to turn them over, get it to 4th down, try to get the ball back. They're going to punt it. They are going to punt it. This is something you would do. This is the conservative right play.
Yes, sir, it is. No argument. Just to make sure they got the long snap here, though. That's the major risk when you punt.
Oh, he's going to try a field goal.
Oh, wow.
50 yards.
He can make it if they block it. I mean, if the offensive line blocks, he can make this.
A 50-yarder. Obviously, this would be a career long for Asa. He is also the punter, so when he came on, I thought they might punt it. Now we're going to have a timeout. Oh, Camino.
Freeze their own kicker.
They're probably thinking, should he punt it?
That's a surprise. Wow, like you said, he's got the leg. He can make this as long as the offensive line holds. That's Coach Noe Duran. He's imploring them to please block so that the kick can be made. Don't let anything seep through the middle of this thing and block it.
Well, with the wind tonight. I would think no matter what happens in the last 2 weeks, and El Camino is going to be the underdogs against both Birmingham and Granada Hills. They're not going to be a Division I team. They're not going to fall into Division II like they did last year, and then they went on to win the title. Winning 5 games in a row, beating a Marine League team in Narbonne. I just can't see it. I think they're going to be right in the middle of a pack in Division I, maybe 6, 7, 8. Depends on what happens in the last 2 games. Obviously, if they win them, that changes the whole dynamics. 50 yards. Let's see if Asa can knock it through. Low snap. It's placed down, and it's not going to get there. Darn it. Trying to get a 50-yard field.
So they didn't let anything seep through but the bad snap.
Are you worried yet?
No, I'm getting a little more relaxed right now. So you ask any coach, doesn't matter. There's still time on the clock. They're always worried. It's
4 minutes left. What went haywire here?
Not over. Bad snap.
Yeah, not even close.
Hit the ground.
Yeah. So Taft, see what they can do, see if they can get another one on the board, make it look better. And
just keep the receivers in front of the defenders.
Deep throw for Ramirez, and there he goes again. Daniel Ramirez, he's gone. Touchdown, Toreadors. The home run for Ramirez. You getting nervous yet?
And you told me not to worry, see?
Just under 4 minutes to play. Don't worry, be happy.
I told you. I told you.
There's nothing to worry.
But look what happened here. The receivers allowed him to get deep. That's a cardinal sin.
You mean the defensive?
The defensive backs. All 4 of them let the receivers get deep, and that's just the cardinal sin of a defensive back. You don't let that happen in that kind of a secondary with 4 minutes left.
Why on earth did they not target DR more in the first half? He really wasn't involved. The second half, he's been great. Fuentes for the extra point. Well, here's some of the shootout that we expected. We expected these kind of plays. And it's a 28-14 game. Now you're going to get your onside kick.
There you go. I was telling you that it ain't over till it's over, Coach. There, see how deep he got? The defenders were just lulled into just a lapse of memory. You're not allowed to let that happen.
I just want it to look a little better tomorrow when you wake up and you look at the scores. Go, yeah, that Taft team, they really battled El Camino.
Until they watch our game and they hear me say that.
This is a great throw, by the way.
Yeah, again, he can heave it. He's got the arm to be able to do it. And Ramirez can make the play. They got their hands team out. I don't know if El Camino's moved their hands team up. Doesn't look like it.
We'll see how Fuentes handles this kick. Now, the last time when they had the option,
there they go.
They
Okay.
kicked it deep. This time it's, it calls for the onside kick.
You got Shirley up there. You got the hands guys. The guys can catch the ball up in the front line.
There's Shirley, number 5. See where Fuentes goes with it. Took a very convenient hop for ECR. Just fell on it. That's what you're supposed to do, and cover it up.
Now, I got to believe Coach Hayashida is going to keep it on the ground. Just guessing here. Just guessing.
Well, Sam Sachs did a nice job of covering that football.
Well, again,
didn't try to do anything too fancy. That's what you're taught to do, just fall on it.
The hands team is out there just to do exactly that. Just fall on the ball. Don't try to pick it up. Don't try to run with it. Just fall on it. Fouls back there now, huh?
Yep. Sure he'll get some touches. And here's one of them. Draydon fouls. Well, they picked up a lot of yards on the ground, this El Camino team tonight. Another first down for the Royals. Fowles is thinking maybe I should have gone the distance. Look at him.
Well over a couple hundred yards on the ground. Got mud in the helmet.
Well, as football players get stuff all stuck in the helmet. You know, you're a player when that happens.
Well, you're a player when you spit it out.
I won't even touch that one. Clock is running, 3:20 to play. El Camino Real's got this one wrapped up. It's going to be their 5th win in a row. And again, I believe this gets them into D1. They have bigger aspirations. They want to try to upset Birmingham. They'll be a heavy underdog.
One game at a time.
Well, the next one is Birmingham. It's the next one. Fouls. They take him down. There's that guy Ramirez again. Hey, look who's back.
He's all over the place.
No, Darius Taylor. Remember he was shaking
Yeah,
up?
he was, yeah.
It's great to see him back.
I agree.
Darius just wants to play. There's a timeout taken by the Toreadors.
You know, when you talk about mud, when I first went up to Seattle and we had Husky Stadium and it rains daily.
You played at Washington.
Yeah.
Tell the people that you were there. You were a star football player for Washington.
No.
You were like one of the great players that ever performed there. In fact, you may be the best. You were better than Warren Moon, right?
We had wooden benches there and there were splinters. But when it would rain there before we got the AstroTurf, we would get into the line and we end up throwing mud at each other and see if we could hit the face mask. Who can hit the face mask first? But then we got AstroTurf and all the mud was gone.
Life changed. Husky Stadium, one of those beautiful stadiums. You loved playing there, right?
I did. I was very, very grateful to be picked to go there.
Well, in many respects, this is as clean a game, and I know there's been some penalties as we've seen El Camino play. Certainly in the second half, they've been fundamentally sound. They're not turning the ball over, no fumbles, no interceptions.
Right.
You know, they've had a very productive ground game. So I think in many respects, this is the best we've seen them play.
I agree. I think this has been a real special night because they lacked all the penalties and they were disciplined and they came out to play and not make those mistakes. And Coach Hayashida had practiced that all week. So.
Fouls. Good run and a first down. That's a strong run from Drayton Fowles.
Well, he's getting his yardage now. He saw Armida get his, and now he wants more.
Again, you can credit the running backs, and they've all performed well, but that offensive line has won in the trenches.
Yeah. But these running backs are very competitive. They all want to compete and be the best, and that's fun to watch.
And it's good to have a stable like that because they all can stay fresh. You rotate them in and out like that. And for Taft, for those guys, for number one, Cowles has been great. See Aubrey at 43. He's played on both sides of the ball. It's just been a long night at the office. Fouls again up the middle. Is just tripped up inside of 2 minutes to play. Looks like they might call another timeout. And they do. So the Toreadors are trying to stop the clock and somehow get the ball back. 28-14. You like updates, don't you? Here's some updates.
I love the updates.
Well, every time we update it, Venice has another touchdown. Up 35-7 on Hamilton, and again, that's not a surprise. They were a heavy favorite. Oh, suspenseful, waiting for the scores to come up. Chaminade, that's what we saw before, so that's maintaining at 14. We don't need to show that North Hollywood score again, do we? My alma mater, heartbreaking. Let's see what else we have on the dock. Hey, Wilson has scored a couple times to open it up against Marshall, and Cathedral and St. Paul still going at it. That's still within reach for that St. Paul football team.
You know, El Camino played Cathedral last year at one of the first games of the season while they were rebuilding their program, and Cathedral just has such a beautiful facility down here in Legion Park, and Elko had struggle. And Cathedral is very, very talented players.
Well, there's so many great programs in the southern section, but in the city, El Camino Real is building. Throwing it to the near side for Tovin. And that was an interesting play.
Coach Hayashida, I don't know what you're thinking.
Well, you've been on him the last couple of weeks.
And
he's still being nice to you. I saw him talking to you before the game.
Well, you know, we go back a long way. He and I coached together for many years. And he was the head coach at El Camino Real, and Coach Sabalik played there. Very candid. We're very candid to each other.
Are you going to be candid about that last play?
Yeah, we say, why'd you do that?
Backward lateral that cost him some yardage, and it was a live football, fortunately for the Royals, that went out of bounds. It's a third down play. Fouls again, looking for some real estate. It's a few, and there's Cows meeting fouls, and that's been a theme of the night. Fouls is a great football player. Number one in white. He's just really good.
2 years to go with him, and he's going to be an all-world player by the time he's a senior.
Yeah, Cows is really good.
You're going to try the field goal again here?
Cows and fouls. I think not, but who knows. 1:45 left. Well, Taft's done a pretty good job here of getting the touchdown and expanding the game. You know, giving themselves another opportunity to really make it look good. Of course, it's high school football and crazy things happen. But it's been a nice night for El Camino. This is their home game, but it's the homecoming game for Taft on a neutral field. How wacky is that? Cleveland, by the way, is on the road tonight, so that's why the field was available. Peter Gunny's team playing at Granada Hills. 4th down and long. All to the air. The deep one for Howard. On his fingertips. That was catchable. It's going to go to the Toreadors. You ask, well, why throw there? Because if you run or throw, it's going to stop the clock after 4th down. I think Devin wants to get into our TV truck and do some television. He got on at halftime. Wants a little more airtime. Well, I don't like the fact that he's limping. He's got that tender right foot.
He wanted to play tonight, though. He didn't want to sit.
No. Well, let's see if Taft can get another one on the board and make Paul Zabalik up here nervous. You're not nervous still, are you?
No, absolutely.
You're relaxed, you're calm, you're looking good. Nice suit.
Feeling good, Randy.
Conroy off his back foot, throwing it up for grabs. That is not how you really draw it up. And Ramirez trying to make an acrobatic play, couldn't.
But again, keep the receiver in front of you. Don't let him get behind you. Never let the receiver get deep.
Have you had fun this year on LA36?
I have had a blast with you, Randy. You are just you make me laugh, and I'm just happy to be part of this, and it's been fun, and I thank you for it.
And I hear you've been rehired for the ECR games already next year.
I want to renegotiate.
No. You are coming back and doing it next year, aren't you? I want confirmation now. See the truck. Everyone in there. Hello, Miguel. It's his birthday.
Happy birthday,
say
Miguel.
Happy birthday to Miguel.
Happy birthday, Miguel.
29 tonight. No, he's 41 years young. Looks great. And all kinds of goodies for us on Miguel's birthday. But, yeah. No chance. Shirley's got it. Conroy saying, hey, where's my blocks? Clock still running.
Taft didn't give up. They kept fighting here. They're still trying to score here. Well, Camino's finally in a prevent.
Final 50 seconds. El Camino will go to 5-3. Taft to go to 3-5. Another sack. No chance. Donovan Necochea, who's had a fabulous game, blocking on offense for the running backs and destroying ball carriers and quarterbacks on defense.
Yep. And he talked about that pregame. He was telling me he's going to have a great game starting tonight, and he has done that. Again, look at Conroy's just unfortunately running for his life.
And Shirley had containment on the other side, so there was nowhere for the quarterback to go. That's it. They're not going to snap it again. They could. There's still 5 seconds left, but they said enough is enough. El Camino Real has won by a 28-14 score. The Royals are perfect in the West Valley League. They're 3-0 with Birmingham coming up, and those ladies love it. Well, let's check out a few highlights, Paul, before we say goodnight. There's Legend, and they did a great job of containing him tonight.
You know, but he did break a few runs, and he really made stuff happen. As you can see, they really did come in on him because they were just bringing 7 guys in the box. Tovin with his 90-degree cut, stopping on a dime and literally turning it up the field. Here's that play that, you know, one that you just don't want to see. When you make 3 tackles and you miss all 3 and Ramirez is able to break it. Good player, just a really tough football player.
That set up their first touchdown. He caught their first touchdown. Colin Hermida was terrific in the second half.
He is fun to watch, as I've said several times. He's not to be denied. He's going to make stuff happen. And again, here's the deep throw, and you just don't let the receiver get deeper than your deepest defensive back.
Well over 100 yards receiving tonight for Daniel Ramirez. DR did his thing in the back half. Him and Hermida had great second halves representing their teams. And here's that Necochea sack at the end.
Conway just can't break loose.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys, very much. Appreciate it.
All right, I think that's a wrapper. Paul, it's been a pleasure.
Sir, thank you. I enjoyed it very much. You're the best.
The Royals are a 28-14 winner. Jason Zabalek will lay down the law, tell them what they're going to need to do next week. He's congratulating them now. For Paul Zabalek, for our entire crew, and happy birthday, Miguel, in the truck again. That's going to wrap it up from Reseda. The Royals double the arithmetic on the Toreadors tonight. For Paul, I'm Randy, and everyone at LA36. That's it for El Camino Real football. Good night from our beautiful land of Cleveland High School.